I've got this one life, just got this one life. I'd like to think that it would go on forever, but I've got just one try. Yeah, I've got this one try. I remember when we were kids, you lost your parents, I heard the hymns. I swore that day that I would love you forever, if those were my last words, if those were my last words. I might never be a captain on a yellow submarine.
I might never be an actress on a giant silver screen,
but my heart will make a house standing anywhere you be.
and my love will hold the diamonds shining far as you can see.
Oh, when we grow old with me. Oh, when we grow old with me. You've got this one light that shines all my life.
Just like a rose blooming out from this desert.
Oh, I saw these two eyes. Yeah, I saw your two eyes. I might never be a singer who's been knighted by the queen.
I might never be a model in a fashion magazine,
but my heart will make a house standing anywhere you be.
and my love will hold the diamonds shining far as you can see.
Oh, when we grow old with me. Oh, when we grow old with me. As people dance from your window, if you see an Irish band, and there I stand, guitar in hand, asking for my love if I could be a man. And it's all when we grow old with me.
I'm fed up with changes. Come pick me up, cause I just wanna see the light. I wanna be weightless. Teach me to fly, I won't be coming down. Could somebody wake me up? I don't wanna be here and let the world pass me by. Yeah, I just see her face wherever I look. She's standing in the crowd. So let go, I don't want to, but I'm gonna try. When she left me, yeah, let a little get inside. You know, maybe things are gonna be alright. Cause I just wanna see the light. So sick of waiting and getting too restless to be in this dusty town. I've heard of this place where people forget and you get another try. So come open up my door. I don't wanna be here and let the world pass me by. I won't see your face wherever I look. I'm blinded by the light. So let go. I don't want to, but I'm gonna try. When she left me, yeah, died a little bit inside. You know, maybe things are gonna be alright. 'Cause I just wanna see the light. Yeah, I just wanna see the light.
In winter, it can get very depressing.
Take everything we got, give it an honest shot. Turning it on and off, we've been sliding. Riding the highest dream, keeping the fire real. I call for you. Hold your gun, cut the wire. Aim for fun,
You shit porcupines! It's Saturdat. Coming up today on Building a Nation with Treaty United. It's back in the transfer window. We have £117 million to spend. I'm going to pause right now because what the fuck? I was expecting TTS there and it just never happened. Fiona! Hello, Matteo? Hi, buddy. What's happened here? You know what? I'm fine with that. I am fine with fucking that intro. I'm just gonna moving swiftly on. Holy shit. Okay, first things first. Slugs, thank you for the 19 months during the intro. That was very kind of you. Bukowski, thank you for the follow. Paolo, thank you for the 13 months. I have no idea why Matthew didn't say nothing. There's not even any swears in it. Useless. Rubbish there. And also, El Gordo, thank you for the 10 gifted. I know, literally, I was about to pause, leave space for the TTS, and then resume the intro over the top, and then the TTS just... The girls never came. Oh my god. Gordo, thank you for the 10 gift. That's unbelievable. And Roman, your maker, thank you for the follow as well. Holy shit. Well, presents for a start. Hello, Pogs. Oh, I've got iced coffee. Chat, it's all popping off here. Could you bring my watch up? It'll have charged enough. Thank you. Love you. All right, okay. Yeah, I thought you were going to want to do this. So, let me tell you a quick story, chat. Pog went to the doctors the other day, and she ended up getting like a blood test, right? Yeah, an unexpected, but I don't know how that works. They're just like, ha-ha!
No, she was like, oh, right, I'm going to get a blood test, but say if you're coming back, we'll do it now.
Right. So, to say they did a bodged job of it is a little bit of an understatement. Pog, if you will. Look at the state of her arm! From one needle prick. It's like, she looks like a bruised apple. Like, look at the state of it. It's like all the way up here.
It's like that big.
It's incredible. She can't even like bend her arm properly. From one blood test.
And it hurt. I get like shooting pain down my hand, everything.
I've never seen anything like that. I knew you'd say that.
Look at it now, look. Look at that there.
Jesus Christ. It's actually worse in this light.
It is worse.
It really is, isn't it? But yeah, mad. That would, like, from one needle prick would do that.
The thing is, it was a nurse practitioner who usually does blood tests.
Yeah, there used to be an actual genuine phlebotomist up there. And I like saying phlebotomist because, say it with me, chat, phlebotomist.
But the thing that's made it worse, right?
Oh, man.
Is the fact that I've been walking around with this bruise on my arm.
Yeah.
And everything came back normal.
Everything came out normal. Totally nothing. Nothing there at all. But yeah, I've never, like, at one point in my life, back about 5 or 6 years ago, when I was really ill, I was having, like, blood tests a lot. Like, I'd go in there and they'd take, like, 7 vials of blood out of me. And I would be like, you wouldn't even have a bruise, you just have nothing there. A flap-bottomist. I was waiting for someone to spell it correctly, just because it's one of those weird Latin-y words, isn't it? Neyraldo, thank you for the follow. I quite like flap-bottomist, which is me a lot of the time, I'll be honest with you. Oh, I'm a farty man. What can I say? Yeah. Yeah, blood just came back. Sorry, we couldn't find any blood, only bruise. She's deficient in her arm colour. Probably 100 times. Yeah, I mean, this is the... You've got to stop going to those parts of London. Phlebotomy. It's a great word, isn't it? It truly is a phenomenal word. Hey, Green. Oh my god, Jason, thank you so much for the 7 months as well. Holy shit, and it's a heart train.
Good morning from Tennessee.
Well, my third Champions League with Bromma Poikina, random all my players dropped value. Yeah, so that just means the game's broken then, doesn't it? It really, really does. That is insane. That's the case. That's why I've just kind of given up in expecting that. And that's also why we're in a financial hole at the moment, unfortunately. Oh, did he miss the first continue? Oh, there won't be a continue for a while. Hello, Pog. Thank you very much for the watch. What are we up to? 75%, that'll do. I'll put it on charge again when I go for a run tomorrow. Super weird that that's like got all funny. My watch won't charge properly. There we go. Thank you, love. Very kind. Yeah, I think some people do usually get them. But I think it just depends on what, like... I bet you... Oh, donate plasma. Is that any different to donating blood? I assume it's like a different process. My mum is like a absolute donating blood perv. Like, she's donated... That's a weird way of saying it, but she's donated a lot of blood in her blood-giving career, so to speak. And even she's never had anything like that. Buy clubs. I think, Joe, if they did that... I mean, firstly, I wouldn't be opposed to it being a feature. There's just no way, because, of course, technically, as the manager of Manchester City, like Pep isn't the one buying those clubs. The back end people that run the actual group itself are doing that. So I feel like something you would have no say over. It would be interesting though if there was a feature that just let that happen as a random event. But I think for licensing and all sorts of other reasons, that would never be allowed to happen just because of how it is. But for the donor, it's the same. Oh, really? So it's to do with what they do with the blood afterwards. Do they do something like a centrifuge to get the plasma out? I don't know. I don't really... We need Dr. Zombiecraft here. He'd explain it all for us. Take your TV down to the Red Cross. I'm here to give my LCD love. Wait, hang on. Oh, I see. So the blood comes out of your body, almost like not like a dialysis machine, but in the same kind of... logistical sense where it comes out is then filtered and then goes back in. That's kind of interesting, actually. I just said centrifuge because it just sounded right, you know. As a man from London, are you now in the queue? I'm not from London. I'm only like 50 miles away or so. So the queue's actually gone past my house this morning, like the halfway point. So it's all good. I was hoping to see David Beckham come strolling past. Oh, you being the man from London. Zombiecraft, to be fair, Zombiecraft, yeah, I mean, he's got his specialties. Here we are slandering the poor man. We're all in the queue in some way. It's a very British thing, isn't it? And without having to leave the house. That's perfect. You could just sit outside on like one of those deck chairs you get and just be chilling. Just vibing. Seriously, chat, thank you so much for the gifted subs and the resubs at the start of the stream. It's very, very kind of you, my friends. Just chilling on a level 4 heart trim while I sip on my iced coffee. It's a good start to the day. So the reason I thought we'd start on this page today is because Valev is getting dangerously close. I say dangerously close. He's literally within 100 goals, which, as you know, with him, could be one season's worth of actually overtaking Emmett Doran in top scorer charts for Treaty. And I wonder if he could actually do it by the end of the save, if he carries on at the rate that he is. He got 50 last season. If he, in the next 2 seasons, gets 50, it might actually genuinely possible for him to overtake ED7 as the top scorer in our history, which I never thought would be possible. Also on that, Thighs Freeze. 650 appearances, 347 goals, and he has 342 assists in his career as well. He's got nearly 700 goal contributions in his career. He's been in 18 seasons now. What a man. It's a 16-hour wait, really. Own weather report. Mental. 2,000... Wait. Oh, wow, you're actually 10 years further than me. You had the perfect season, finally. Oh, that's 87 goals. Surely not in the league. 59 goals in the league. The craziest thing is, right, that I think that's still less goals than Emmett got in that season where he got the ED7 season. I'm pretty certain he got 26 goals in Europe that season, across different competitions, admittedly. What team should I play? Okay, Kevin, so I'll give the advice that I always tend to give with new players. Firstly, actually, what platform are you playing it on, PC or console? Not that it matters too much, but it actually will affect other things. What I'd say is if you're brand new, either pick the team that you support, personally, or a massive side like a Man City, Liverpool, Barca, Real Madrid, Bayern, one of those sort of teams. And if you happen to support one of those sides, then even better, because you will already know, if you say to support the side, you'll already know the players enough to the point where you'll be able to see by looking at a player. That's a bad example, he's retired. You'll now look at a player from your club and you'll be able to look at his attributes and go, oh, I see why they've rated him the way that he has because I've watched him play and I've seen him. And you'll have a better understanding of what makes a player good in the match engine. And the same with like a big club if you want to go that way as well, because then you know about the players because they're all sort of, you know, big names and you've seen them play World Cups or Premier League or whatever. And that would be my suggestion because it's just a good place to start and you'll have more knowledge of the players, and that's probably the best thing I would say. I did an RPG, man. What was the theme, if you like? I suppose that was the theme, wasn't it, really? Yeah, me have got a goal in a random game where we were like messing around with the lineups the whole time. It was a good goal too. Good finish. There should be up to 24 hours. It's kind of mad, actually, Half, because you remember about 6 months ago, we were in stream and you were talking about how you were responsible, not responsible, but like worked on that. And now here we are. It was Harv that did it. He's MI7. Oh. National teams and big tournaments. To be fair, like, sound advice. Like, because it's good if you want to set up the reports the way that Z does them, because obviously Z relies on his scouts to do stuff. Like how, honestly, Z plays the game the way that I would love to be able to play the game. I just find that when I do it, it's really ineffectual for me. And I wish it worked as well as I want it to via that method. That's my point. Like, Zealand's actually playing it the way I would like to be able to play it. I just can't seem to get it to work properly like that. Yeah, half is Liz in disguise. Cheeky. Also, is there a way? Yes, you can, Kevin. Right, okay, I'm glad you asked that. I'm actually going to make a video about this for the start of FM23, just like an essential add-ons video, because I feel like that could be quite a useful thing to congregate all that in one video. Just be like, here's what you want. So, what we can actually do for you, Kev, is help you with chat commands. Chat, can you remember the ones we need? So there's one for badges. I use TCM logos. There are plenty of other ones out there if you fancy different ones, but the ones I use are TCM because I feel like they have the biggest selection. I don't know what the command for the badges is in chat, but someone will have got it. Right, so there you go. So the logo is one there. That's TCM logos. The skin is the one that I'm using, sort of. The database is kind of irrelevant at this point, but still could be useful for you. If you want real faces as well, DF11 is probably what I would suggest for that as well. If you want to make custom kits, then Kit Basher is the way to go. I've got a video on that as well. I realize this is a lot of information right now. You can do custom regen faces that make the players that aren't real look like this, which is the Z-Gens. I know we're throwing a lot at you here, Kevin, but there's an awful lot of stuff that you can do that make this game next level, frankly. And it's really quick. You might think that seems like a lot of stuff to set up. I promise you, it's really easy. You could do it in like 20 minutes. And if you struggle, come back in chat and we'll help you. That is our decree. What does Jizzy look like? Jizzy, as in his attributes. I can, young, but it's an embarrassing amount. That one I can tell you. Oh, that's the other 19s, isn't it? What am I doing? Jizzy. Where's Jizzy? Manuel. Ah, no, shit. Man's lost a half a star. There's Jizzy. Cheeky. Real name fix as well. Honestly, you're good with face pack and badges. That's a good start. That'll get you the experience you're kind of looking for, right? Other stuff is kind of... Yeah, I probably should give him a face at least before the end of the cycle, right? That way we've got someone to... Who else are we going to put on our bathroom wall? Your second ever FM save got... And it crashed. Graphics driver, which are up to date. Yeah, I've seen that happen before. The reason I have autosave switched on for stream saves now is because we had this exact problem when we did Africa. Weird. What happened in Europe? Oh, links to the views. Which view in particular, Tobago? Do you mean this? Sorry, not this. Well, actually, this has a link as well, but that's probably not what you meant. I assume you meant this one. If you did, I think it's exclamation mark analysis.
In winter.
Glock Blaster. Thank you very much for the follow. Do I still have the crop mouse pad? It's somewhere. I tried to look for it the other day, and I don't know where Pog put it. Because obviously it got, yeah. Did I actually say thank you for the follow? Did I just say Glock Blaster? But if I didn't, Glock Blaster, thank you for the follow. Yeah, it's exclamation mark analysis. The problem is, this view is actually from a previous FM, so I don't know how easy it'll be to download. But worst case scenario, I can upload it to like Mediafire for someone. I can't do it right now, actually, but where's the bread? Oh, there's more. I literally do be feeling like that right now. We've just got so much. I'm glad we have all these commands, though, because it is super useful for people to come in and actually be able to ask that stuff and get a proper response. But yeah, Kevin, if you do struggle with any of those installations and stuff, come back and we'll help you. Right, oh, that's what I was going to check. The game stairs. I think we're in, like, absurd territory now, aren't we? Where are we? Where the hell is game stairs? I always forget. Oh, it's down there. I've not seen that one before. Dedication factor. Repetitive strain injury, anyone? What are we up to? 30 days. 30 days. 30 days, 4 hours and 24 minutes. 724 hours I have in this one. This is one save, remember. Nomads is longer. Nomads is longer, but it'll probably have a lower usage time, I suspect. Because I'm never actually in Nomads as long as I am in Treaty. Because if you think about it, I have Nomads open for like 3 hours, 4 hours at most. And I don't have like off-camera stuff to do for Nomads, so Nomads is probably shorter. I suspect that's where most of it's gone. Literally a whole month of... Yeah. That is kind of mad, isn't it, though? Chloe, or Clow, thank you for the follow.
I open my own hotel.
A save mode. Oh, is the career mode? What's the difference? I don't think there is a difference, is there? I'm curious. Are you reading something off this screen that I'm missing? I'm not sure. Is that... no holidays. As far as... Doesn't it tell you if there's any time on holiday? I swear it tells you if you've been on holiday, right? Yeah, there's no holiday in there. I don't think I've ever once holidayed during this save. Nomads has obviously got holiday in it from when we've been doing, like, the other stuff. Manager stats. Oh, right, yeah. Where would it be? I love all this doubled up shit. Where is it? Is it in like job history or overview? 2 days. 2 days. I think the reason we've done 2 days on holiday, didn't we have to like holiday through something at one point just to try to like get it to not glitch out? So yeah, we have actually gone on holiday for 2 days. Used in-game editor? No. Oh yeah, I have the in-game editor turned off on both. Hey, Andy. Hang on. Sorry, what, Andy? The Lelujo vid from EGX, you look so young. Hang on. When was this? Hang on. Are you talking about the EGX in 2018? Is this like a recent vid, or is this like one of old Kev's old vlog videos? Phrase save mode. Yeah, no, Philbot, I've never heard that phrase before. So FM, as far as I know, only has like one mode, if you will, other than like the online stuff, I would say. Went to Ibiza for 2 days. Apparently did, yeah. Hey, Dawson. How's it going, my friend? Yeah, I don't know what that's about. What is our win percentage? Is it like 60%? No, it has to be higher than that, right? 77% win percentage. We're nearly up to 1,700 matches managed in this save. Oh, I mean, I'd be way older than that. I'm trying to think. I'll be 62. I think that's how old Ngombe is, actually. How old is Big Richard? Or is he young? I usually make the manager slightly younger than me, yeah. I try to make the manager the age they were when we had the player at the club. So Thias Freeze, if he does end up winning next manager, will probably end up being like 38 or something when he starts. Just the 91 cups. I know, that seems a little bit low, doesn't it? Longest 7 managers. Oh, that's on... Right, how can I... It's world, isn't it? And then profile, and then managers. Yes. And then it's longest time at club. There we go. I was hoping it would still be the guy from Harrogate. Ooh. Looks just like... Oh, dear. Yes, Stosen, the stream save is MTK Budapest building a nation with some edited stuff. That's basically our plan anyway. So yeah, Dick Brandon is the manager of East K and has been since... Wait, that's not that long. Did they sack the Harrogate Town manager? Surely not. He can't have been sacked. Wait. Wow. Yeah, Luke Gerrard, 33 years at Boreham Wood. I guess it's because the guy was a player before, right? That would make sense anyway. Also, was that Scott Parker I saw on that? Oh, that's shortest time at club. Was he? Oh, wasn't he still Bournemouth manager in this save? Or something. I swear I saw something like that. I swear he's still Bournemouth manager. Oh, no. Well, rip England, I guess. I hope you like defending. Oh, no. He was Bournemouth manager for 26 years. England turned on F in 23? Absolutely not. The only reason we even considered turning it on was because it was UK and I kind of stuff, but we never had England switched on with Norway. There's just no reason for it. However, I might do some stuff with the game detail, potentially. Yeah, the fact that it's attacked, that is just wrong, isn't it? It's just insanely wrong. Nice one, Bente. I think that is literally exactly my PB. Hey, Dean. Thank you for the big hugs. Losing 9-0 to Moldova. Oh, for sure. Actually, that reminds me, chat. There was a European Championship or a World Cup, I forget, last summer. Would you like to do our regularly scheduled, we look at European teams' managers after a major tournament? Oh, I'm a Fulham fan, Andy. Which is why I'm in a great mood this morning. Sorry, Bagpuss. Oh, what a game that was last night. Save downloader when it's finished. Yeah, I can do. I have no problem doing that. One of the things we're going to be doing for next year is actually maybe like every season I might make the save downloadable if people wanted that. They'd have to like promise not to put spoilers and stuff in chat for like players and stuff, but yeah. What about Booty? Indeed. The man should be getting there. Let's crack it. What was the tournament? Was it the World Cup or the Euros? It was the Euros, which Belgium won. After, well, look at that. There were some weird teams that got quite far on the Euros this year, if I recall. Who was it? Albania, that's who. Albania got to the quarterfinals and only went out on pens. So this is the thing, right? Did you notice? I don't know if any of you watched the Forest Fulham game last night, given that it was not technically on television. But if you did you notice how many times they brought up the comparison between Fulham and Forest spending from those before? Or Polinia. Oh, he's amazing. Polinia. The thing I love about... Are you a sporting fan, Islam? he is... I love how much he loves to play for the clubs he's at. When he scored that absolute screamer last night against Forest, did you see the way that he was like smacking the badge and like, he's the kind of guy that kisses the badge after 2 games and people are like, you know what, I actually agree. However, when that goal went in, I was sat here and I spun around to Em and went, what a goal! And then, as I saw him jump into the crowd, I immediately went, you stupid man. Because now he's going to be suspended for a match. Because that was his 5th booking of the season already. Oh, dearie me. I'm happy for him. I love that man. I love that man. He's the exact type of player that I want at my club. He reminds me a little bit of when Joachim Andersen was on loan here. Even though he was on loan. He just took everything under his wing and was just like a don. It was just fantastic. So here's my theory, chat. If Forest do go back down, I know there's been a lot of the spent lots of money thing and the Fulham comparison. I don't reckon that's what the media will go with. Because I think even they will consider that to be stupid and hacky. Because they did it last time. Do you know what I reckon that the stick they'll use to beat Forest with, instead of the amount of money spent, they will bring up the number of players they bought. They will say whatever number it is in the end. It'll probably be more by the time January rolls around, I suspect. They'll be like, well, when Forest came up, they bought 25 players or whatever. And that's going to be the stick that they beat them with, not the specific amount of money they spent, I reckon. Ooh. The double stars are gone. It's just, yeah, I'm concerned. I actually don't think Forest will get relegated. I genuinely don't. As much as they lost last night to us, and they have now lost successively at home to both promoted sides that came up with them, right? I don't think Forest were that bad yesterday at all. I reckon... Well, we didn't exactly play that well. We managed to we scored some very low quality chances. Like, that goal from Paulinho was an amazing goal, but that doesn't happen very often. Tosin's header was brilliant, and so was the play for it. Forest had some decent chances in that game, particularly that Awoniyi header that somehow went wide of the post. I think they could have easily taken a draw out of that game. I really don't think they're as bad as that. If you look at like XG and expected points, I reckon that the gap between Fulham and Forest is nowhere near as large as it is, basically. Quinn, thank you very much for the 4 months. I hope you're well.
Morning everyone.
Morning.
In my version of the treaty save I just sold Neslo for 230 million plus 50%. The value randomly fixed themselves. I am a few years ahead mind.
I'm curious, what season are you actually... What season are you... Hang on, sorry. When the values fix themselves, what season was that? And did you do anything domestically or in Europe that may have caused that? I'm curious what your like record is in the period of time. It looks like was Simon Weaver the Harrogate manager. I think he must have retired then. Why do I support Fulham? Basically, I didn't grow up in a football supporting family. And so when I started really actually watching football, I was watching like the Premier League with Des Lynam back in like 2002, 2003 on Saturday nights. And I just really liked Fulham for some. It's literally as simple as that. I just really liked Fulham, and then I just decided. And then you think you couldn't do that, but I wouldn't change it for the world, you know? It's just one of those things, isn't it? Any signings since last year? No, weirdly, we didn't have any January signings this time around. We were mostly doing the scouting setup for that. Ooh. Oh yeah, that, and I don't think I wanted to watch under Tigana. I don't know about rubbish. I mean, Tigana got us promoted, and I think we played some okay football in Tigana. Stayed up. How's the FFP hole? Not good. Not good at all. It reckons minus 87 million. And unfortunately, it is once again dumped our finances to okay for no reason. It went back to rich again and then back to okay again. It's just bizarre. It reckons we're going to be at minus... That could actually cost us players in this window. It's... Yeah. Say Fulham like Richard Keys. What was it? Oh, Fulham. Yeah, 5-star finances, but okay. Mad, innit? Absolutely mad. Favourite Fulham player at the moment. Still probably Joe Bryan on loan at Nice. Scored a goal in the Europa Conference League the other day. Leave for a big club sign this summer? Don't really think so. Like, it would have to be a mega club. And I just don't see him being a type of player that they'll want. As far as like, Mitro's had so many chances to leave, and if Fulham don't go down, I don't see Mitro leaving. He seems to be so settled in London and likes playing for Fulham and likes playing in London. It would take something mega. He'd have to move to one of like the mega sides, and I don't see that being a legitimate move for him. Honestly, I just don't see why he'd want to do that at this point. He's had plenty of opportunities to leave. Ream at left back. Technically, Ream wasn't at left back last night. We were playing a back five, and Ream was on the left of the back five. And then we had Bobby De Cordova-Reid as kind of like a left wing back. He did it a few times for us in the Premier League last time. The reason we had to do that was because Anthony Robinson's got an ankle injury, and Lazawa isn't fit enough to play yet, and Babu was dreadful when he came on at left back against Spurs. So that's the reason why I think we played that system, partly anyway. That actually worked quite well in terms of maintaining possession, but I don't like us with the back five at all. It is the Summer League thing again. Yeah, it massively is. Oh, because of these streams. Oh, mate, Joe Bryan. I saw the highlight of that goal again the other day. What a boy. What a guy. Still go to Chelsea, though. I just really can't. One, because I don't think he's the type of player Chelsea would buy, and I just don't see that happening. Yeah, I did, Slugs. 4-1 win. You love to see it. Into the semi-finals. Imagine if they actually won it. Wouldn't they get they'd get Europe with that, wouldn't they? What am I thinking about here? What am I trying to do? Oh, that's what I was going to do. We're going to do the thing, weren't we? Lovely stuff. Most massive on the striker. I don't think he's their type player, honestly. He probably is, Anarith, but I just don't think that's the kind of move that he made. Unless Juventus sort their shit out. Because they do not look good under Allegri at the moment. So, just having a quick gander through this. That's right, I had there, look at me, with a comment on football outside of the Fulham sphere. Oh, I thought that was about to be bloody Simon Weaver then. Ali Teakin, of course. Are they all regens now? Come on, show me something fun. Oh, Sissy Sandra's still there. I'm surprised there's not been more sackings, actually, considering it's been the Euros. Of course, Scott Parker at England manager at this point is very, very bizarre. It's taken him a long time to get there, too. Riyad Talbi. Real player at Lyon has just jumped. He's gone straight from being a Nice player. 6 years later, just France manager. Mad. Would be horrific. But that's the thing, I don't think they would play well together. Weird cake eaters. I think you'll find it's cheese eating, actually. Although, if you bring a gâteau to the cottage, you never know. How long should I... I mean, honestly, Kevin, you can do whatever save you want. I just think that maybe if you take over a random side in, like, the English 10th tier, you might struggle because the game is... It's not that it's... I mean, once you learn a few things about the game, you probably find that quite easy as well. It's not advisable. I did it. A lot of people do it, but I find that it can sometimes turn you off of the game because it is very, very hard at first. Escape to the gâteau. That's great. Anyone else? Sydney that's a regen, isn't it? Oh, no, he's not. He just looks like a Z-gen. Sydney Rabiger. Okay, apparently there. Very, very difficult indeed, yeah, because you really do have to do a lot of the tactics. You have to be able to do a lot of the back-end stuff. That could be quite a tough one at first. Joe Shaughnessy. Oh, he's the former... I love that. Seeing both the captain and vice-captain are both former treaty players. But does it... Wait. Oh, he's been there for ages. Where's all the sackings? I was expecting more than this. I are disappoint. Extremely disappointed at this rate. Not that these guys would have been in Europe. Come on. Nah, he was there last time I made fun of his name. That's how I know. Thiago Tomas. Nope, he's been manager for ages too. Did anyone get sacked after the war? Usually I get a lot of like job offers from specifically those clubs. Not clubs, you know, those national teams. Thiago Motta's still the manager of Slovenia. That's not new, is it? Slightly newer, but still no. Spain? No. I think we are getting to the point now where they're just not appointing real people anymore, other than Nuri Sahin. Nope. We knew that one as well. Weird. Oh. Lithuanian charge of Scotland? What? Oh, yeah, I think that's it. Isn't it a Lithuanian regen? Ran a French striker from Ligue 2. Yeah, so I think he must have just stayed there, and then that's why. Maybe take... no, it doesn't appear so. The Scottish guy is... Yeah, he's in charge of Serbia. Snakavicius is the Lithuanian dude. Who obviously... Actually didn't manage Lithuania as it goes. It's just because I was flicking through it so quickly. I suspect that it was just a bit blurry at that point, right? Ooh. I think AI staff... Again, I feel like it's part of the game that tends to get left behind. Because when you're managing City for 3 seasons, AI staff management is not something I think most people would even notice. That's more, again, of one of those hardcore player things. Katie Bullen... Not Katie. Kay Bullen, thank you very much for the 9 months. How the devil are you, my friend? On this fine Saturday morning. But I do kind of feel like the circle... I just continued. Oh, look at that. We've got a day. I feel like the circle of things that would be considered hardcore is now expanding and expanding and expanding at this point. Rule of shit comparatively. Yeah, I think it's just that regen staff tend to get a bit overpowered, and they still need to sort out the staff wages thing massively. Like, it's still so damn broken. And that's annoying, because that's the thing that was bugging the game last year, which is a shame. I think they do, yeah. Oh, by the way, sorry, I should catch you up on the situation with the loans at Bose, right? So, basically, Bose sent back their entire... Bose manager left, and he retired. They have now not appointed a new one yet. But as a result of that, if a manager leaves after the end of the season, when it comes to do the renewals of the loans, it won't let you send the players back. They just they have no interest because they haven't got a manager. Weird thing, though, once it then ticks around to the window again, they then want to loan players, but it's always different players. So they sent their entire squad of loan players back. You can see that this is what they were left with after that. Luckily, so the only one they had was one we'd already arranged, which was Ostojic. Thankfully, they have agreed, or are in the process of agreeing, to... Wait, what the fuck? I swear they took more loans from us than that. What the hell? One sec. What's going on here? Aren't they under a bid right now? I'm confused. Bremer? Oh, is it not showing loans? Ah, that's what it is. There you go. So yeah, we've got... This is what we're currently underdoing. So we've got Sligo getting him... Felipe Emmanuel to Bose, Foley to Bose, Irigoyen to Bose, the general sort of thing. One downside as well is that Derry City sent back both Piss Bottle and Luigi Ricci, which is very annoying because both of them are also very, very good players, and now I can't seem to find them loans. Mr. Parder, oh, that's horrible. Yeah, I remember Magnus Wolf Ekram. I don't know why I remember the name. Presumably he played against us. That's horrible to hear. Not playing a Stair Club for 1 of 3 seasons. Oh, that's impossible. Stats on the most picked starting 11. Ooh. I'd say so. I think there would be a few weird ones in there. It'd be cool if they made like a graphic. It was just like the most signed players in every position. I presume you'd have like Shesko, Haaland and stuff like that. But it'd be kind of interesting to see how that breaks down. Best moments comp. Yeah, to an extent, but it will be mainly Twitch clips because otherwise best moments is difficult to find because then I'd have to scour through 124-hour streams to find those moments. So if they've been clipped and they've got names, then I can look through them and make them. But if they haven't been, then they'll just be lost to time, unfortunately. Hey, Johnster! Discover dogs. Yes! Come on! You love to see it. Honestly, you're going to have a bloody fantastic time. It's amazing. I may even see you there. Pog and I are going on the Saturday. Oh. Incoming loan offers a huge fee. When I remove and exclude, they suggest accept, and then the loan goes through the future fees. Yes, that'll happen. We've also noticed that clubs sometimes try and sneak in £0 buyback fees. Barca tried that on a few times. It's bizarre. Hang on. Put a board request for more coaches, which they flat out refused. Yeah, the board's just... I think that's just like a random thing that the game is programmed to do every single season. It will just randomly decide that, oh yes, today we're going to be doing X, Y, and Z. It's very, very annoying. Refer now wearing socks. I don't believe it. I refuse. That just seems unlikely. Picture it never happened. Do a bit of that. Right, okay, cool. So yeah, a few more loans are going to go out, which is fine. But wait, what's happened here? Wow, more physios. Just what we needed. Takes money then and there. Oh, that's weird. Hang on. If it's an optional fee, how can it... That's bizarre. I hope some of that stuff's fixed, you know. Incoming offer with future fee. I tend to take those out entirely, for the most part, unless I'm desperate to sell a player. I think I actually did. One thing you'll also find is sometimes if you just want to loan a player and you're like, I don't mind if they go at the end of it. Sometimes players will turn down that loan way more regularly if there is an optional fee in it. I've noticed. So I was struggling to get rid of a guy on my other save, and every single loan bid came in, usually from Norwegian clubs for some reason. They'd always have an optional fee, and it was usually a reasonable fee. And I'm like, you know what? If he goes on loan and I don't mind it, then you could remove and exclude. That's what I always do. And then they can't put it back in. And if they do, then that's another bug. But every time that I'd actually accept the bid, basically he'd always turn it down because of the optional fee at the end of it. So Constantine's got a new deal. Zvidak got a new deal. I gave some of the guys new contract. Oh, by the way, I also extended Thijs Fries's contract. Again. Man is now contracted through to the end of 2052, which I believe would make him 40? Maybe 39 upon retirement? Maybe? Oh, what a guy. Man's staying forever. Have I got such a good team on top of the league? Do you know what, right? It's weird. We've had a shocking start to the season, Youngie, but it's been appalling. We have lost. We've not won a single game yet this season. So despite having this incredible side, we have yet to win a single match this season, which is why we're all the way down in 9th. And it's a long way to the top when you want to rock and roll. We might even get relegated. Sorry. Had to be done. It had to be done. You can't set me up like that and not expect me to knock that one out of the park. Oh. No games in hand. Technically, we've got 36 games in hand. Just the other teams do as well. Having a game every 2 days. So basically, just rotation, honestly. We get to the point where literally we're having 4 games a week. Genuinely. We would have games like Saturday, Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. It was getting absurd to the point where we were having to like play 3 different squads. But that's just one of those things, you know. We're only ahead of Waterford on letters. I know. Useless, the lot of us. Booty signs a new deal. Oh, I didn't even do that. Must be our assistant manager doing his thing. Not his, you know what I mean. Ivanovic, new deal. I gave some of the loan guys new contracts. Because a lot of them wanted the same wages. So, yeah. We are currently sitting 4th technically, but it's going to be 5th this year if we don't sort our shit out. Yeah, no. City and Chelsea back-to-back, it's quite difficult. That's just unfortunate with the fixtures. Hang on, if you're playing City and Chelsea back-to-back, which league is that? Surely if that's the Premier League, the fixtures can't be that bad. I've never managed in the Premier League and seen 4 games a week. I believe so, Joe, yes. I don't know which exact date it is. You might be able to find... I think there's an article online. Usually I think Passion for FM has an article like that where they explain which nations join and when. I think I've seen that before. Because I think we're at the point now where everyone who's going to join has joined. I think. That could cost us. If the board do a stupid because of that dumbness, then... Dumbness? That was a weird inflection. 2029. That would make sense, yeah. Games all over the place. Really? That sounds about right. Actually, I don't know why I even questioned that. Of course that's the case. Because as we know, FM is not meant to be played for more than 2 seasons. What's that? You want a long-term... Hang on a minute. What? 24 million. Probably not. Usual sort of jizzery here. Lovely stuff. And Binding gets a new deal. Osmar's going to go... Sorry, Ozamar is going to go to Sligo. He's one of the guys that they that Bo sent back, so he's got a new club, which is good. Felipe Manuel doesn't want to go on loan. Jesus, lovely to see. Hello, Pogus. What up? You're going pharmacy. What are you getting? New arm. Hang on, Pog. You've got, like... Well, like an enormous amount of white stuff down your cheek.
No, that's because my eyes are stinging.
Yeah, no, you just haven't rubbed it in properly. Like you've done like some like bathroom bukkake there. Sorry, you can't walk in here with that on your face and not expect people to say things like that. Good album name. It's the new Weird Al, isn't it? Still just, yeah, you get at least 5 seasons in the Prem of it working. All right. Yeah, of course you do. This is a Christian server. This is literally, when I do the Twitch highlights video, I'm going to genuinely have to put a little segment at the start being like, so this does contain extremely strong language, because I realise how very different things are to my YouTube videos compared to stream. And I genuinely think I might have to put a warning on it, just in case someone's watching it with their children. Oh, for God's sake, now they're all rejecting the loans. Oh... This is what happens, Bose, when you send all your loan players back. Right. Oh, a scout report. Lovely. Right. You guys are the sort of players we don't have any interest in signing. Okay. Who's got knowledge? Here we go. Oh, 33 million for Sandro Eidos. Hot damn. Can't say what you can't, I'm afraid. Hello, Viking. Hello, fuck. Maybe. Yeah, the Twitch, it'll be any Twitch clips from FN22, basically. Anything with a name I download. Sometimes I don't always put them in there and I edit them around a little bit, but that's basically the plan. I've got most of them, but there's still been some more in the last few weeks I need to download as well. No more obscenities than me. Oh, I don't know, I'm like a thesaurus of obscenities. Bo's getting relegated. I don't think so, but they'll probably do what Sluggo did, where they just sign loads of guys that are kind of average at best. Yes, Bog. Okay. Understandable. Have a nice day. 13 pence. I don't know what his record is, but I guess sometimes attributes don't make a lot of sense on this. Let's show. Thank you for the follow.
My own hotel.
The year before this, you could have gone for free. Ah. I take it you've got this guy then, Quinn. Well, I don't think we're probably signing him. 30 million seems a lot for a player that we're probably not going to be able to do much with at this point. He's 6'2", though, but he's not very strong for a big guy. Selby, thank you for the follow. May or may not have. You got a screenshot by any chance? I want to see what this guy's like. That's insane. I just don't think we can afford him. Even though, like, it's annoying, but we've got to, like, stack this team with young talent, but we kind of need to find cheaper young talent than him, unfortunately. That's sad. Andres, okay, there you go. 2.9 million. Now we're talking. How about that one? He's quite nice. He's just quite well-rounded. Across the board, 17 years old. Attacking mid. Reyes. I like him. He's nice. Just a solid player. Nothing special. He's just kind of there, isn't he? Oh, we can approach the sign. Hang on a minute. Let's see how much they want first. Because the approach the sign thing is kind of a weird one. Because there's all the compensation and stuff on top of that, isn't there? 1.4 million. 1.4 is alright with him. Do we need an attacking mid? We don't, but other teams might. Like, we're going a bit mental this time around. He's £50 million, so... Ah, yes. No? Yeah, he's not good, is he? We are failing FFP again, as we are every single season now, because FM's just completely broken. I think it's just because of the Summer League thing, as usual. Yeah, that guy's so expensive just because French. So there's Hyro... Hang on. Lizarazo. Oh! Lizarazo. Lizarazo. He's quite good. He is genuinely quite good. Fast, solid, can actually tackle. Really nice work rate as well. Zealand has a crazy Festivia. Oh god, you want to let them out. You can't do that. Striker or win back? Probably still win back, honestly. Yeah, we're sort of preparing Treaty for life without me. Before the end of oh yeah, it absolutely does. So the FFP period is actually our entire season, basically. So it will apply to your actual calendar year. So for us, our FFP is January to December, but that's why it gets fucked up. That and the projections are utterly broken, you know. You've already done it. I'll just stick that in nicely. Pedro Enrique Serra, thank you very much for the follow. So, just to clarify, chat, we are signing him for 1.6 million, aren't we? The next question, I suppose, would be how many of these players are going to not at this stage in our career us? Because I guarantee it's going to be more than a couple. We've got to get him, right? Okay, Perez, 7 million is quite a lot. He's 25. Oh, he's Vosterek. He's another Vosti. That lack of raw pace. He has got very good jump. He's actually pretty solid. But 13 million pounds for a 25-year-old that wouldn't really play for us. He's a good player, though. I think that must have been the recruitment team doing that, right? Hey, Black Arrow. Yeah, he's really too old for what we're looking to do here. I thought his name was Pepin Meshiga. That would have been way better. Viking Superman with the 100 bits.
I havet iskauresometing. I nedtok ev mye fodbetta. I amkurentlyke oppinghol roa sted peanuts. Just tog guis find this info usefull.
Oh, I'm glad I haven't eaten. Franson, thank you for the 10 months. Oh my god. You just come in here, do that, and then just leave. No explanation needed. So, obviously he's outrageous, but he's also 29. How is he still at Club Brugge? How has he only got 102 goals, by the way, in 300 appearances in that league? He's a solid player, but obviously 42 million is way above what we're looking for with a striker, particularly as he's not better than any of ours. Undamaged penis. That's meant... Undamaged penis? Undamaged penis! Hopefully undamaged penis as well, Viking, right? I think his transfer range is crossed out because... I actually don't know why it's crossed out, because that's a new scout report. Wait, hang on. Oh, it's not a new scout report. It's probably because it's an old scout report. Let's have a look. 40 to 71 million. Yeah. I must say, fickle players are actually some of my least favourite. So, do you know on the other save, the Nomad save, Elvedin Jaferovic, the big centre-back, the Serbian centre-back we've got, right? He's got a fickle personality. He got a cap for Serbia, and I praised him. I said, well done on getting the cap. And he did the whole, the one where they get upset at you for praising them for getting an international team cap. That's shite. I find it fickle players seem to do that more than any other. Jack Pegg's that annoying one that knocked us out of the Champions League a few years ago. All right, here we go. Now we're back in business. Pablo Ponce. That's Yahi. Oh, he's Algerian, which means he's definitely not going to sign for us. Oh. He can't cross or dribble, really. He's got terrible marking. His positioning's okay. His tackling is fine. He's got okay physicals, but they're not spectacular. And he's 20, and he'd be more expensive. Good name, but for me, nah. Not worth it. Too old as well, yeah. Okay, we've got a friendo here. Augustin Peralta. He feels like the type of guy that can make... Let's see. Oh. He's kind of the same player. Fairly poor in the air. I mean, yeah. He's a 10, but he shits whole peanuts. Oh, I'm frozen again, damn it. There was me thinking I got away with it. Oh, now my monitor shut off. That was bizarre. Standard. He is better, but still shit. Yeah, exactly. Ah. Oh, the audio's fine, yeah. It's just the camera goes funny. It's one of the beautiful things of having dodgy USB ports. Never managed to fix the African issues. I think the save is just bought. Yeah, because remember, Quinn, of course, you're playing on the same save I am, which means that it's got the same bugs that were in at the start of it. I'm curious as to why that is, but yeah, we won't make that mistake next time. Oh, the camera's fine. It's the USB port on the top of the computer that are the problem, I think. That and cam links can be a bit weird. This camera's actually done me a massively good job considering how, I say old. I bought this camera in like 2018 and I got an amazing deal on it. And it's actually been fantastic, to be fair. Yeah, I think Peralta and Ponce are kind of off the list here. Right, let's look at Yahi. This one's more exciting, particularly he's wanted by someone. Okay, well, that definitely is interesting, right? That's very interesting. He's never going to sign for us. Natalia Lusty. That sounds like a stripper name. Well, camera, it is a Canon 200D. So it's like a mirrorless camera. It's the one that all the streamers bought at the same time. Basically, Ben was the one that showed me this. I think I got this from John Lewis, of all places. They had this outrageous... I think it was £450. Which might not sound like a good deal, but I promise you, it was like 600 elsewhere. Why won't he sign? My suspicion would be... Doesn't think he'll get the playing time, blah, 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 blah. Or at this stage in my career, blah, 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 blah. But we're going to find out. Because obviously we're going to put a bid in on him. Would be rude not to, right? Or he'll purple us. 55 grand. Oh, that's easy. Done. Right, cool. He's done. He feels like the exact type of... Or he's just signed a new contract, potentially. But it's most likely going to be the other ones. Mine Eichberg. Okay. Dortmund. Surprisingly cheap for Dortmund, actually. 17. He's not very mobile. That's the one issue with him. I say the one issue. Obviously, he's 17, so there's room. But like, I feel like his physicals are a real letdown. He's just a bit meh, isn't he? He is a bit Ramos, but Ramos has got a bit more about him now. I just don't think he's... Oh, he'll join PSG. That guy will definitely join PSG. Make no mistake about it. Okay, striker, Mexican. Now we're in. I think he's probably still... Oh, that composure, though. He's got great... Like, he's got the Holy Trinity. Solid. Pace is okay. 6 foot tall. No, 6 foot... He has 6 jumping reach at 6 foot tall. Man's bending down. That 7 composure is worrying. It's that composure that's really bad. But also, that might be the lowest jumping reach I've ever seen on a player that's over 6 foot or 6 foot and over. He would be probably quite cheap, though. That's what I'm thinking, because he does seem to have a little bit of potential about him. German clubs can be really good for picking up regens, actually. Aaron Scholl, for example, can't score. I don't know. I feel like if he's like less than £1 million, he might be all right. Second corners, yeah, it's because the reason for that, Cal, is because every successful header from a corner, even whether it goes in or not, counts as a key pass, and it bumps the rating up by like 0.2. let's have a look at him. We might as well at least have a look and see how much he would actually cost. If he's like way less than $1 million, then we could probably have a look at him. $650. Is he worth $650? Oh, not sure. And he wouldn't sign to the end of the year anyway, because he's not allowed to leave. You can do better. Oh yeah, of course we can do better, and we probably will do better. But bear in mind, not everyone we're signing has to be one we'll play for us. That's literally not been our transfer strategy for years now. But you're right. I think a C- kind of guy. This guy looks way better. Look, Uruguayan centre back Pereira, C+, 3.8 million release clause, and jumping reaches. Look at that. He is the same height as the other guy, and he has 8 jumping reach better than him. The other guy was 6 foot and had 6 jumping reach. This guy's 6 foot and has 14 jumping reach. That's incredible. Imagine these two standing next to each other. One of them's just like, do you have 117 million, but we also only have 140 million in the bank. 11 heading, but he's only 17. I think with him it will depend on the money, right? What's his personality? Fairly determined is helpful. It will depend heavily on what he... Yeah, that technique's surprisingly high, actually. Really high teamwork as well. Bravery's good. Aggression's not stupidly low. It's not perfect. Good tackling as well. It would depend on the money. I think if he's less than 2 mil... Oh my god! 7.5, which means that I'd probably only be able to... He's not worth 4. He's not 4 million good. That's really a lot of money for Pennyroll. Jesus. 4 million, though. That is a lot. I know we're still sat here on 117 million, but we also have FFP to worry about. Like, I like him, but that's an awful lot for a club like Pennyroll. Yeah, I think that's too rich for my blood for what we're getting from him. Oh, that potential, though. I reckon... All right, how about this? We'll shortlist him. We'll come back to him, maybe. Keep him going around. Basically, Scott, we're just looking through the first big scout report and trying to see if there's anyone worth signing. We have put a couple of bids in already on a few players, so we'll see what happens when we get back to those guys in a sec. Carlos Avila. He's like a worse version of the previous dude, isn't he? Really strong. But not amazing. He'd be cheaper, I suppose, but... Remember, there's like 127 players. How many players are on our scouting list at the moment? That's actually only 50, but they are a lot more scouted. Fickle. Yeah, that's a good point, actually. I can't stand fickle players. How cheap is cheap? Like, if he's like... If he's under 500k... That... Oh, wait, hang on a minute. Okay, then no. That's weird. Usually they were not willing to negotiate for him, so if they're not willing to negotiate, neither am I. I'm a hard bastard like that. I'm not interested in you. Finisher Kubu. Right, 4 million winger. Is he Bolivian? Or is that Ghana? That's Ghana. What are you talking about, Matt? 4 million would be a stretch for him. Oh, yeah, I saw that, Ohusby. Now, that's a feature I do want in FM. That... What the fuck? Oh, whatever. That's what I want. I want players and agents and stuff being headbutted. That's what we need. More of that. Also, I did enjoy that tremendously. Is he fickle as well? Oh, he is, isn't he? Yeah. The 19 part. Yeah, I'm not super bothered by the 19 part so much these days, but yeah, there's a Uruguayan underneath it. Agustin Gonzalez. Oh, he's a wingback. Natural wingback. Watch him have no crossing. Okay. Mentals are a bit all over the place. He's not fully scouted. He's way more interesting, though. Can actually mark. He's got good positioning. His passing's good. Tackling's solid as well. He's got a bit of crossing about him. He's not the slowest, but he's not the quickest either. But he's driven personality. High determination. I quite like him. You know what? Why can I not... Like, I found 4 outrageous wingbacks on my other save, and I've not been able to see a player like that on this save for, like, years now. Who the Irish sides have. Oh, yeah, sorry. I'll quickly update you. So what happened in Europe last year was just ridiculous. So, Dundalk got out of their Champions League group, including a win at Anfield, which was great. And that was actually what got them through in the end. Obviously, we won our group. Sligo also won their group with Chelsea and Juve in it. Because, of course, they did. They only lost one game in their group. And that was because they got a red card. Just insane. And then, unfortunately, Derry City came bottom of their group. Oh, here's a fun fact, chat. Most of you wouldn't have noticed this on stream, right? But I noticed this when I was doing the recap video, which some of you will have seen, right? Derry City. Hang on. Group H. Dortmund didn't score a goal. Dortmund did not score a single goal in that Champions League group. They drew 5 games 0-0 and then lost the other game 2-0. No idea how... They actually came third in their group despite not scoring a single goal. It's Dortmund North End. Castro goal. Thank you for the 12 months. That's very kind of you. Hope you're having a great Saturday morning. Managed in Africa. I did a whole save in Africa last summer, actually. We did an African journeyman save. It was really fun. Never happening again. Yeah. So that's incredible, honestly. I've never seen a team be able to do that. They've actually got out of that group in terms of getting third spot without scoring a goal in the whole group. Incredible. Shadow Dragon. Thank you for the 6 months. All the resubs today. Thank you, friend.
Hello, sir.
Hello. So that's what happened there. As for the Europa League, it was actually probably almost as good, honestly, because we had Bose won their group, including beating Spurs, and then Shamrock won their group. So they're both going to be in the second round of the Europa League. It's good news for us. Other than that, though, we don't talk about we don't talk about what happened in this one. St. Pat's did at least not come bottom of their group, but they were not good. African Building a Nation, it's not really going to work. The African coefficients are very strange, honestly. And besides, just no one would watch it, quite simply. So this guy, we got to go for this guy, right? Surely. Asking the doorman manager if he could do Preston. And he did. Okay, if he's under a mil, I'm in for him. I like him. Oh, Jesus. Which brings me back to my original point of what the fuck is the point of transfer values? What dance moves? I don't know. I'm thinking about bringing the worm out, maybe. For feeling extra fruity. Throw in a worm or two. Over half the league gets Europe. Yeah, so 7 out of 10 get Europe. 1 gets auto-relegated. 1 gets playoffs. And the other one... It's just 8th spot. 8th spot is the lonely position who get to do nothing. The entire year. And that, I believe, Honor went to Longford this year. My straw's gone all funny again. Can I have my straw back, please? God damn it. There we go. Oh, for crying out loud! My straw's done. I've lost my straw. Right. Oh, great. Now it's leaking everywhere. Right. Okay. Oh, my God. It's leaking What the hell is going on with this jug? It's just leaked everywhere. I got a new one because it was leaking, and now... Yeah, 8th is literally mid-table. The only spot that is mid-table. I wonder if that's what the board's... Oh, my God. This is going everywhere. What the hell? Buys new jug. New jug leaks too. Oh, I enjoyed doing the African Journeyman save, but it was just financially terrible. And I couldn't do that anymore, otherwise I would not be allowed to keep my job. Oh, let's have a look at the... Yeah, he's absurd. Apart from the composure, but like time will come, right? He's even... Jeez, it's that in particular, that being so high is obscene. Like, normally I'd be like, oh, if they're like 12s and 13s at that kind of age, I'd be like, that's a world-class player. But even at that point, what do we think of that? 3.1 million. I reckon shortlist with him and come back to him. We'll obviously send him back round again because he's not fully scouted yet either. Maybe more information as well. What about this guy? Christian Pitol. Affiliate with other teams? No, I'm not. The only affiliate we have is... Who do we have these days? We've got Independiente Medellin. We've got Las Palmas. We've got Starbeck. Those are the only affiliate clubs we actually have. Faroese Wonder Kid. You'd love to see it. Oh, and his first name's Pool. Pool Thomas Mattress? Oh, my shit. 17? Keswick Midland. They always do, don't they? He's obscene. He reminds me a bit of the Faroese guy I had at Bolton. He even looks a bit like him. I can't remember what his name was. Davor or something. Yeah, except they don't, because obviously we never actually see any benefits from these, but we'd like to have them anyway. Right, Pitol's a goalkeeper, 1.5 million Brazil. Oh dear. This man is an angry fella. Face, 18 punching tendency. I want him nowhere near us, I think. There's Wallyson. Oh, he's just not good, is he? He's just one of those players that the moment he hits, like... The moment he goes to, like, 80% scouted, he's going to be, like, 2 stars. Like, just no chance. These guys aren't scouted properly yet either. You're £43 million, but oh, there's no way you don't have Irish second nationality. Oh, wow, born in Manchester. All right, fair enough. With a name like Sean Murphy, I just thought it was inevitable. He's very good, isn't he? But also, we can't afford to do another one of those sales, sadly. What about you, though? 6 million? Ivan Albisu. Okay. I probably want more information on him. He is only 30% scout. I love having that in there. Just having that number there is so useful. Yeah, we'll scout him further. Right, we'll get another report in like 2 days thanks to having 1,000 scouts. Oh, thank you, Gabe. Very kind of you. He's intriguing. Like, if he's really good, then the 6... £28,000 a week for a 17-year-old from Villarreal. It's £28,000 a week. Are you mad, bruv? This game is utterly broken. He will, of course, join PSG for like £2,000 a week. We're also about to get purpled, I suspect. He knows he's good, and to be fair, I'm not opposed. We've got the money. Like, that's not my issue. It's the actual fees itself. This £28,000 bike. That's what other teams, because we'll learn some Americans from my youth team so they can gain nationality. So basically, if you do exclamation about loans, Jo, I actually have a video that explains how we get so many loans out. But to give you an idea, we've got 50. Last year we had 86 players out on loan, and we've had it up to as much as 92, I think it was. Average jumping reach is good. It depends, honestly. Like, if you're playing the back three, I think you can afford to have one of them that isn't the best in the air, but is really good on the floor. That's what we tend to do. So, we have... Actually, I say that, but, like, our back three is actually 17 jumping reach, 15 jumping reach, and then 17 jumping reach. But if you've got a back three, you can kind of get away with having a shorter guy. As we had Navio, for example, in ours, and we've got Svetic as well. Let's have a look. I reckon he's going to purple us straight off the bat. Oh, my God. Okay, again, just to show you how broken this game can be. Bear in mind, we've been in the Champions League semi-final the last 2 seasons. We've won a Champions League 3 years ago. We're regular latter stage European contenders. And a 17-year-old from Villarreal thinks he can demand the number of our best player, or one of our best players. That's also, strengthen the midfield. You are a midfielder! You are strengthening the midfield. Also, has he seen our midfield? I guess he just considers Trubovic not good enough. Regular starter at 17. Obviously, we can get rid of that because that's nonsense. I kind of want to actually spite. I kind of want to fuck him to spite him. I'm going to spite him. We're going to do the spite thing. 110k. Nah, not interested, bruv. I want a number. FM, have a word. Yeah, apparently our midfielder that's got 700 goal contributions so far in his career, it doesn't matter, really. He really doesn't rate, you know, two of the... Oh, our Danish star with 140 caps to his name. Ah! No, not interested, is he? I kind of want to see what... What can I even add on here? Loan move? I won't move to your club unless you make me a star player. I also won't move to your club unless you make me a star player and then loan me out. Did my headphones just turn off? No, that's fine. Bear in mind, I am, of course, going to fuck him on all of this. Wait, hang on. He still put out the... He put that back in again. No. Oh. You know what? Just to... Basically, I don't want to be treated like this by a player, so he's going to get... You know what he's going to get. Also, can we talk about how when you ask your assistant to give you a reasonable wage demand, they come up with stuff like this? Bear in mind, he's already told us he wants 20 grand a week. I'm just going to go with this and see what he does. 12 grand a week. You know what? Actually, I can work with that. Double wage clause in. He's Spanish after all. Cheeky little wagey clause in there. Have no star players, but we do. We actually do have star players now. Hence why it actually had a wage value there. That's Nyakshu's wage. He's one of our few star players. So bear in mind, I resent when this happens. So when they do that, the moment they join the club, I just make them a breakthrough prospect again. Right, so, do you remember the next two when I said they weren't going to talk to us? Oh. Nassim Yahi. £30,000 release clause. Algerian side. Won't join us. Guarantee he signs for PSG. Guarantee. In fact, just to prove how much I guarantee that he's going to join PSG, I'm going to declare interest as a top target. Because sometimes that, he's literally Algerian Man 2.0. Right, so Lizarazo was one I actually was kind of interested in, wasn't it? Yeah. Him, again, regular starter. The demands these guys have, considering their quality, is just absolutely out of line with realism, basically. You get like 16-year-olds from this Colombian second division demanding to be a starting player in your Champions League challenging side. It's like, what? Oh yeah, the news article will say he's desperate to join, which shows you that it's completely broken. Okay, here we go. Oh, no, this one wants me to bring his mum with him. No. Your mum's staying at home. Sorry, Hyro. Language course. Okay, that's fine. He's not being too much of a welly. Okay, a little bit of a welly. Tiny welly. Oh, that's a lot. He'll have Colombia caps probably by the time he joins us, honestly, so I'll just be careful with that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to sneak in this. I might be able to get it in there. Ooh. Okay. That's fine. I'll bump that up a lot more. And that'll allow us to get that in there. Yeah, cool. Right, that's him done. Okay, so here we go. Ready? Treating you... They believe... Okay, but it just says nothing about him. But I do love it how when you do that, the game comes out and says, oh, why are they after this shit player? But then the player won't actually talk to you. What I find... Do you honestly wonder if it's because we're actually targeting players that the game thinks are beneath you now? And it's sort of gone the other way, almost. Right, let's see. Baffled by the rumour. He's good, isn't he? I'm going to make this deal and he's going to shock everyone just by how good he is. He is very good. Like, let's not mistake that. He is a good player. Hey, Henry. How's it going? We were just getting screwed in the normal way. We expect this every year. It's almost become... I'm no longer mad at it. I'm just like... I'm over it, so to speak. Chelsea want Popsicle. Nope. Atletico Madrid. If this father mucker joins Atletico... Right, okay. Here's a great example. So, think of all the nonsense that this young man wanted to join us. Bear in mind, Atletico have been nowhere near a European trophy in this save, as far as I'm aware. Right? Not even close. I guarantee you, he chooses to join Atletico, and he'll be like a breakthrough prospect on like £3,000 a week. Guaranteed it. And it's Atletico under 19s as well, which means you know what it's going to be. This is going to be really fascinating, though. Do I want Johnny Black? Good shit. Johnny Black, Jack Black. Oh. No, I want to give Narsons to a team in our league. Sluggo. Yes, go to Sluggo. Beautiful. Oh, what am I doing? Yeah, the Algerian thing, we have had that succeed before, so I'm curious. I want to get Narson's a loan. And, God, even like our youth players are rejecting loans from Drawheader now. Oh, mate, I'm so waiting for him. Like, bear in mind, he's not a signing I'm too bothered about, so if he does join them, I actually kind of want him to, because it will just show off how utterly broken this game is. And that, in a way, sometimes is good to have, right? Right, we move. This will be fascinating now. Hopefully, Narson's will schwank. Okay, we've got to look at that in a minute. There you go. Narson's is going to go Sluggo. He is Spanish, yes. Right, okay. Oh, that reminds me. I want to show you the other transfers. Other Irish sides have been busy boys. So, wait, what? Oh, right, okay. Technically, these transfers here are weirdly counted as part of last season, even though they're not. So, yeah, you can see here, there was a free transfer. Then, Schumacher, £7 million to Shamrock Rovers. Johannesson, £3 million to Dundalk. That is the first player, this guy here, he's the first player to have been signed by an Irish side in this save that didn't play in any of the leagues that we've had switched on at any point. I also loaned Trotter, yeah, because they wanted him. And I was like, you know what? Might be good for him, because I think they'd sent their striker back or something. And Ellison as well to Shamrock for £8 million. And then they sold a guy as well. So, yeah, and there's been some more transfers this season as well. 500 grand there. Charlie Snaith to Salford. Any kind of cool ones in, other than Kieran Schwank, who's Welsh. To be fair, chat, I think that's a rather schwanky signing. And it was, oh my god. Abba Bagood. Love it. Right. See what happens next. Offer the Algerian a loan, then they make an offer once he's at the club. Doesn't work. They won't accept the loan for a start. Basically, we've tried this tons of times. You can sometimes do the loan with an option. The problem is they still won't accept it most of the time. And then when they do, you get a terrible deal on the transfer because they usually want even more money. They're in the process of doing it, Mr. Progger, but it's not actually gone through yet. You mean the Caio Henrique guy? The guy we showed? Yeah, £13 million is the bid. I don't think it's actually gone through yet. As far as I know, anyway. Because I saw the news article as well when I was going through some of the extra stuff, and I don't think it's actually happened yet. Yeah, no, it's not gone through yet. Either that or they've just failed. Hopefully they haven't failed. Can you load different leagues mid-save? Generate more potential site? I mean, it could do, but if you set up the database the way I do, then you won't need to do that. But yes, you can load more leagues mid-save. You go add remove leagues, and you can just add them in here. But I've set the database up in a way that means we don't need to do that anymore, because we have all the players from the other leagues turned on anyway. So we still get access to all the regens. Rather than Ireland. Yes, but my point is that there's only so many ways you can explain away every single signing trying to behave the same way. Like, clearly that's not going to be the case for every single player, and yet it seems to be whenever we try to sign these guys. Just seems a bit bizarre to me. Reputation of all the Irish teams. Ooh. Hang on, was that a look-up, Johnny? Doesn't rate our midfield. I mean, I could have a look at the midfield he didn't rate. To be fair, these guys are kind of shit, honestly. Ramos isn't very good, is he? I mean, after all, why would we do kind of need to strengthen our midfield? We only have people like Angelo Trubovic. He's not actually that good, is he? He was only third in the Ballon d'Or this year. To be fair, he was only third on the Ballon d'Or. Speaking of which, the Ballon d'Or was all 3 treaty players. That's how much we've ranked up this year. Where is it? Ballon d'Or. 1, 2, 3. Valev, Christensen, Trubovic. All 3 of them were in the Ballon d'Or. And Valev's won 3 of the lot. Oh, he's only worth 42 million, of course, because the game is again broken. Oh, what a guy. Still a fantastic player. He's still worth less than we paid for him. 2 in goal 50. Yes, I believe so. Oh, no, weirdly not. Oh, that hasn't appeared to have been announced yet, it seems. We've still never had a guy win next gen. That makes me sad. Oh, Basel are back-to-back guys, and they were different dudes, too. Kind of impressive, actually. It's same with Zulte Waregem. Impressive. Siemens never sponsored Stains. They could. They should. F23, that would be Hungary, Kevin. That's the plan, anyway. MTK Budapest. Okay, that's the 3rd player now that's turned down a loan from Bose. And the reason this is happening is because their squad is now so light because of all the loans they sent back. Our players don't consider their squad big enough and good enough to go there on loan. Just little things like that are very annoying. How is this guy? Wow, this guy, when he first came through, he was meant to be like a world beater, and he just hasn't developed it. He was like this good at the age of like 17, and he's like developed not even a tiny bit. That's mad. I swear he's the guy that we saw when he was like 17. We're like, wow, this guy's going to be a world beater, and he's just not developed at all. The Mattish Empire, damn straight. But we're going to be doing some changes to the database for Hungary. Derry City, okay. Oh, dear. Right. Can I have a scout report anytime soon? Okay, so we're getting Lizarazo, which I'm okay with. He's good. Getting better regions at the club I'm managing. As in, like, the youth academy, as in through your own youth academy, Kevin. Oh, believe me, we've had the worst youth intakes in this save. We've maybe had 3 good players come through a youth intake in the 30 seasons, basically. Yeah, we'll retrain him. Or, failing that, get him out on loan. Right, okay, good. Another scout report. Oh, I saw some good stuff in there. Right, these guys have just been updated to be crap. So they're just way below what we want. But now they're at least fully scouted, so we are aware of that. And these guys have just dropped below. Wow, this must be a new report, actually. A lot of these guys have just dropped below. There's a lot of D's in there. That's fine. We can get rid of these guys. Make it much easier. Might have been some recruitment stuff too. Okay, that narrows it down a bit more. Oh, you as well. You're fully scouted. We'll have a look at him properly in a minute. Right, okay. £12 million. Ogliari. Quantify. Thank you for the follow. Oh, I didn't look at the reputation. My bad. We're ranked as the Irish League. It is 4th at the moment. It was 3rd. It might go down to 5th this year, unfortunately, though. So, yeah, reputation, obviously, we're worldwide rep. You know that anyway. We've got 2-star for Watford, but they're newly promoted. Bowes a 3-star. Cork up 2.5, which makes sense. Derry City are still only 2-star, actually. Dundalk 3.5-star. Longford still only 2-star. Wow. Shamrock a 3.5-star. Sligo. Oh, Shamrock have gone up. There we go. And Sligo are also 3.5-star. St. Pat's 2.5-star makes sense. Yeah. So those 3 are definitely the best we've got at the moment, I suppose. Might do Derry City career. What leagues? It depends, Kevin. So it depends what your computer can handle. So the way I tend to do it is I only really load the league I'm actually interested in, and then I load all the players from the other leagues. I have this database set up, which basically allows you to get all the players, but not have to worry about all the league processing and shit like that. And it just speeds the game up, basically. If you do exclamation mark database, I have a video that explains it. I just think that Youth Academy only saves. They're so inconsistent because you just can't guarantee anything sensible with Youth Academies. We've had one genuinely good player in the entire save, which is a shame. But you know, could leave if he wants to. Oh dear. Yeah. So Sal actually tried to do an option thing where he said, "I'm going to explore my options." And I actually talked him out of it, and he immediately sacked his agent as well, and then I gave him a new deal in Georgia. Holy shit. 21st is not bad actually. It takes a long time, Panis. It really, really does. But think about it. You're only 10 seasons in, so that's really good progress, to be fair. A 5 non-EU limit in the cup. That'd be quite a good thing. I actually don't mind that, to be fair. We have been very unlucky. Think of the amount of 5-star youth intakes we've had that have turned out to be half-star. I would like it if next year the youth intake preview at least had some bearing in reality. That'd be quite nice. Last few next gen winners. Okay, we can do that. Just the tiniest bit of bearing in reality. Like, it'd be nice if it just wasn't completely polar opposite of what it was projecting most of the time. Just occasionally. Right, next gen. So, let's go back to, like... Wait, what the fuck happened there? Oh, there we go. So, just trying to find some players that aren't the first, like, regen guys. Here we go. Wait, there's a few of them? Yeah, so this is the first players that are still... Obviously, he's retired. Was at PSG, came through at Club Lyon. Mengetti was at Rosario Central. Wow, he only ever actually played for Juve. He was there for 12 years, I suppose. It's not too bad. Yeah, dynamic youth rating basically isn't a thing for the most part. Avia isn't clickable. Delgadillo isn't either. Rios isn't either. Wow, there's a whole group of players here that have just gone forever. That implies that they never really amounted to much. Here we go. Scott Haley of Hearts. He's at Newcastle now at the age of 36. Villa, Man United, Newcastle. We went around a little bit. Ray Jeffries, also of Hearts. Wow, Hearts are back-to-back. Man United again, Bayern, and now West Ham for the last 12 years. Petty Yalalim from St Mirren. Actually came through at Everton, but was on loan that year, and he's still playing as well. Never really hit the big heights, though. Hang on, let me move to the left so you can see this a bit better. Like, never really smashed it at any of the huge... Like, went to Everton, but then Zenit, Rangers kind of just fell off a little bit. Gary Heath of Aberdeen, presumably on loan from, yeah, Chelsea. Did actually never really got the chance to play for Chelsea. He's been at Leicester for most of his career. Is it a San Felix dude? Yeah, it usually is towards the start. There's this guy, Jose Luis Gomez. Wow. He won the next gen and never left Independiente. His entire career. That doesn't happen very often. Ender Chalon, of course, was that guy we were interested in at one point. He has had a phenomenal career, in fairness. Still not got his finishing up that high, though, as it goes. Viking Superman with the 30... Fuck, hang on. Re-signed for 6 months. Holy shit. Thank you very much, my friend. I just realised that was a 6-month resub. Or you get the discount, don't you, because it's September. Thank you for that, Viking. That's very kind. Up at the list. We're up to 4th at the moment. But we were up to 3rd, but it fell. Chalon there, and then Chalon again, obviously. Then Andy Murray, of course, of West Brom. Was he at West Brom? Yeah. Hello, Pog. You right? How was Pharmacy? Yeah, good. Ivan hang on. Pilipenko. That's a cool name, actually. He's quite decent. But again, never left Zorya. And then Oliver Shoop of Basel. He's a Barca. Although, he's been there 7 years and has bet. This man is... Oh, he's only 27, I suppose. Yeah, you can buy them at the moment anyway. See you later, mate. There's Betting Curry here. The Albanian of Al Ahly. Wow, he just never went anywhere, really, did he? Just went get that money straight away. Fergus Malcolm, he's at Saints, who's been at Saints his entire time. Paul Dembele of Nice was at Bayern. Now at Ron. Well, we're going to be playing against him in a bit. Danny Arena, the Italian, is still at Zulte Waregem. Hey, Dan. Yeah, it's... And obviously Suarez was the guy that... So this was a guy... I tried to sign this guy. He said that he wasn't going to get the game time and then moved to another Mexican side. Just more of that nonsense. Right, so Oglari, as good as he is, £12 million? Not for me. Not for me. What about Cherney? Poach. Oh, dear. He's just a bit... Just got back. Holy shit. How was it? There were some limbs when Harrison Reed scored. I was so fucking happy for Harrison Reed. Not just to be winning, but for Harrison Reed to be scoring. Just made my night. So there's Jenna Urko. Okay, now he is... Whoa. He's weird, honestly. Very, very expensive. Other leagues we think about before deciding on Hungary? There wasn't any other leagues I was thinking about. Hungary was the choice. I always knew that was going to be the choice because it was the next step in terms of like Poland, Hungary, Ireland have some of the best rules in terms of leagues that are base game. He's a dirty... Harrison Reed is the best. So happy for that lovely ginger man. Yeah, this guy's very good, but he's also very expensive. And just not even worth that for us. Right, okay, here we go. These two here, Kevin Kroos and Vojdovic. Before we do that, let's just have a look at this guy. He's very solid, but also extremely expensive. It's the next two. These two here look like they might genuinely be interesting. Both 17 and 18 respectively. Both cheap. I'm going to come back to them. I'm going to keep you hanging. František Koš. He's not awful. It does sound a bit like a law firm, doesn't it? Or like an actor. Although maybe it's because we're thinking of Harrison Ford. Take it to deliver. Oh, of course, yeah. Never decide on a save when you're hungry. It's my one rule. He looks alright. If he's under $1 million. Oh, he's not going to be though, is he? He's just never going to be under $1 million. He's going to be like 2.5 million. That's just... Oh! I think 1.1 is just too much for him. I don't think he's got the ceiling to make him worthwhile at 1.1. If he was like 600k, I'd probably be like, yeah, fair one. But at that amount, just not a fan. Clamp it with the 500 bits. How are you, my friend? Oh, shit.
Champions League with Excelsior Rotterdam, så I må kunna tas av in.
Well, that fucking sucks. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Hopefully it's just a door and a gateway to a better opportunity for you. Here's hoping. That sucks to hear, though. I hope you're okay. Have other leagues on? No. With Hungary, there's no reason to. I only did it kind of... I don't know why I even did it with this save, honestly. All it did was make Scotland really good. With Hungary, I think we're just going to go pure Hungarian, but we will have more leagues turned on the lower part of Hungary, I think, which would be nice to have actually more relegation and promotion sort of stuff. And then I'll do the standard database setup as always. Yeah, I don't think he's that good. Yeah, they're just... Nah, not a 1.1 million. That's too much for my broad. William Irvine, 7 million quid. Yeah, just... No. Just not even close at that price. Tommy Lamini. Now you've intrigued me. Oh dear. Yeah, no. Yeah, I know. Do you know, we're doing such a... Fulham are doing a genuinely horrendous job at getting relegated. It's just so... Like, I reckon there's some people that are fucking seething about that as well. Norwich City, they're like, sorry, what? You weren't supposed to do that? Just over 100k. Point? Your point is? Like, yes, we have a 100 million budget. We also have 141 million in the bank. So if we spent our entire budget, we'd have no money. Just because you have a giant transfer budget doesn't mean you won't wreck the club financially by spending it. It's just not as simple as that. Name of the video. If you do exclamation mark database, it's just funny. Well, I mean, it's all very well saying that, but like, if we spent loads of money this window and spent 117 million pounds, the club would have 30 million in the bank, all our players would get sold, and we'd fail the FFP. So, yeah, kind of matters. Honestly. That's the reason we're so tight with the pennies. It's the only reason we've managed to pass FFP. I like Gary O'Neill too. I like Bournemouth now that Scott Parker's gone. I just find it extremely funny when they beat Forest last week, honestly. Never seen them in the same division at the same time. Yeah, it happened like 4 years ago. Oh, dear. Yeah, this is the thing. I do wonder why they give you budgets like that are like almost designed to fuck you in some way. It's bizarre. I think Norwich are going to have to find some way to bottle promotion at this rate. I'm just trying to figure out how it's possible. Well, the other problem is, of course, with our financial situation still being considered okay, despite having 5-star finances at the moment, the board could also just start selling our players. Why haven't they patched the loan bug? Well, to be fair, you can use the phrase, why haven't they patched X bug for pretty much anything? Because, as usual, does that affect someone trying to manage Manchester City for 2 seasons? No. Ask yourself this about most bugs. Would that affect that person? If it doesn't, then they're not going to fix it. What about this guy? Pier Paolo. He's actually quite well-rounded. 19, though, I suppose. Booker just eating his dinner. Hey, fair one. Was that pig me? I suspect so. I hope he does. I really do. More long-term savers. Yeah, I'm sure there are. I just don't think they care about them. That's my point. Like, they want new people to buy the game, and I think that's how they introduce those people. They want to improve market share, and that's the kind of audience they're now after. Parker is a fashionista. Man's a cardigan merchant. Right, here we go. I mean, he's still very good, isn't he? Like, he's still very good. Driven personality, astonishingly good mentals, not bad physicals, high natural fitness, okay finishing as well. Certainly good for probably how much we'd be able to pay. I'm happy to drop like 2 million on a guy like this. I reckon it's the potential. I reckon he's got mad space. Where Doran ended up? Oh, I'll tell you where Doran ended up. Chat, you know what to do. I felt like it. Yeah, so basically Emmett retired, but we got him as our head of youth development, despite the fact that, as you can see, he is absolute gash. However, he does have very high working with youngsters, and did, last year's youth intake, bring through this man. Honestly, I'm still celebrating him bringing through this guy from our youth academy. I cannot believe that Emmett Doran found this player. Hang on, his value has halved since last stream. It's massively over the top, isn't it, Kevin? But that's kind of why I did it. Big Jizzy, what a man. Bear in mind, he was worth 16 to 20. When I recorded the recap video, he was worth 16 to 20. That was yesterday. I've got like 10 days. We'll get to see him flourish in the looking forward, though. That's my hope. So yeah, Emmett's he's done good work. His value literally halved. So we're going to sign this guy, right? As you say, he is a bit like Bilbia. The only thing he's got that's different to Bilbia is he doesn't have the height. But he's still very good. Hey, AJ. Kevin! Thank you for the 4 months, my friend. That's very kind of you.
Deserved. Looking forward to your build a nation save in FM23.
Me too.
Best FM streamer.
Oh, thank you. I think with the right tweaks, we can definitely make a building a nation save in Hungary that's actually going to function the way we want it to. If we give ourselves the right time to set it up perfectly. Yeah, we actually had a good player from the academy. First time in about 20 years. Right. Do you know what? If they want 3 million, I'll give them 3 million. Yeah, I'm actually fine with that. He is worth that kind of money. I can see the ceiling on him. You know? Right, so let's look at Kevin Cross, who, if he doesn't have at least 10 crossing, I'm gonna be livid. Kevin, why'd you have to disappoint me? You got so close to being good. However, he is still very good. He, in fact, is absolutely fantastic, except for that pace. What tweaks are needed? Things like domestic bias and transfer biases of the clubs. Because what often happens with these small sides is that because they're in small leagues, they tend to get programmed to sign mostly from within. And that never really gets dynamically changed when they're massive European challenging sides. So as a result, you get them signing constantly with them in their own league instead of from like the rest of the world. So we're at the start of the save, we're going to change all of that so that at the start it won't matter because they won't be able to sign from those leagues anyway. But then as they actually develop, they will be able to, and they will actually start doing it. Things like the developed nation status and stuff like that as well. I still like this guy. He's good on both feet. And he'll get to 9 cross. He'll get to 10 crossing. He's really 50 seconds. Who else is he playing? I like that. Spirited as well, by the way, is a very good personality. Isn't Spirited the one that's really, really close to one of the really good ones, like Model Citizen or something? I swear it is. Although his determination looks too low for that. Yep, I'm happy to pay the 2.7 for him. Yeah. For me, he's definitely worth that. I like both of those two. That right there is a really nice pair of players. Scouting anyway. Can you change transfer AI? Not to do with their logic, but what you can do is you can adjust things like their preferences. And that's one of the things we're also going to sort of have a look at. There's a various other things we're going to check, but those are the two main things we want to have a look at. Basically, what we're going to be doing is laying the groundwork for later in the save, because we know that the game won't adapt dynamically, so we're going to have to put the dynamic changes in to begin with. Bathroom break, a pair of... What a morning, Lulu. What a morning. Celtic Wonder Kid cost, 10, 15 million, I suspect. Pamperas, thank you for the follow.
Depressing.
Wouldn't be on under any circumstances. So, again, Celtic player won't join us under any circumstances. Won anything lately, Celtic? Also, sorry. When I say won anything lately Celtic, I mean that. They're 9th in the league. This is not some, like, world-beating Celtic side we're talking about here. This is 9th in the Scottish Premier League Celtic that he is refusing to leave. Is it still 0-0? At least not. At one point, to be fair, when we looked last stream, they're actually the relegation zone. So. Top scorer on it. Oh, it's a great one, isn't it? Look at this. Donovan L'Onflay. Isn't he got a weird... Isn't he like... Yeah, Mauritian. And he actually has 12 caps and 10 goals from Mauritius. But now he's English. Which is a shame. Stay Mauritian. That would have been amazing. A Mauritian wonder kid. That would have been legit. It's like that guy that got like 25 caps for Albania and then decided he was Irish. Look at those physicals. That's sexy. Thought it was Randy Hobbs. No, that's Randy Hobbs. Because they're friendlies. No. So basically the rules change, Pablo. Basically, you can now play as many matches as you want under a certain age for any nation and then change. So Beckham Jasufi in this save, for example, has like 20 caps for Albania and then just became Irish. Randy Hobos. Oh no, this is Randy Hobbs, the oven molester, of course. Randy is top quality. He really is. Bear in mind, we have a 50% of next sale fee clause on him. If they did sell him, we'd get half of it. I'm glad that Randy's found happiness in Dundee United, honestly. Can't you just sell him to, like, well, probably a German club. I feel like a German club's stupid enough to do that kind of deal. Mental. Oh. Dundee and Dundee United are actually smashing it this year. Dundee really do need to catch up, though. They've got all that money. They need to use it properly. And also... 4 straight titles for Dundee United now. I'm super excited to see them win something later in this save. Oh, Randy's a guy, isn't he? What a lad. Yep. We need him to not do Scotland. Alice, thank you very much for the 10 months. To inspire you.
I've come for inspiration, Matt.
All right.
Please inspire-me. Sichrold.
I'll inspire you by regaling you with our wonderful youth player that actually came through our youth academy. Randy Hobbs probably should be Crocodile Dundee United manager, really, shouldn't he? Yes. That does seem the most... I can't think of anyone who's more suited to playing that role, honestly. Thank you so much for the 10 months, Alice. How are you? How was stream? Oh. I hope he gets Serbia cap soon, right? I do indeed like to party. I don't know if any of you have seen this. It was Justin Hawkins from The Darkness massively over-analysing Venga Boys songs. Delightful. Yeah, he's a bit special, isn't he? It's that 20 determination. It just makes me happy. Returns from taking... I love that he has... I actually quite like that he has that PPM, honestly. I love it. We've been live for nearly 2 hours. The guy from Chukarichki is now up. Squad player as well. Obviously, again, we fight back against that when they actually do sign for us by screwing them on that first day, because it's the only way you can actually make the game feel slightly realistic, unfortunately. £700, that's fine. At least that's not absurd. It's just weird the squad statuses that these sort of players want in order to join you when we are who... Don't they know who we are? Luckily, because he's got such a low starting wage, I can now... Yeah, there we go. £700 a week is fine for him. And yeah, he's massively interesting. Clates! Coming in... All right, I'm going to get Jizzy back up again. I don't care. I have to show this guy off. I have to. How was stream, my friend? How's things with Herta? Oh, I'm just going to put... After 29 seasons of this save, we finally got a good youth player in our academy. Finally. And he's only just turned 16. He was 5-star potential. He's not anymore. But I give you Manuel Jizzy. He's just... I'm just going to keep cutting to me over and over showing Manuel Jizzy, but, you know. What a guy. Oh. Only 6 foot, true. Like, just grow, kid. Oh, not very fast, though. Deep line forward, innit? Don't need to be fast if you're deep. That's the rule, chap. He's got a good balance, though, which is nice. Not sure quite what that's useful here, but actually, send box to box. He probably could, actually. Although, I do wonder about his, like, speed would probably hold him back a little bit there. The Spunk Master, indeed. Jizzy, you got to get deep with Jizzy. Although he doesn't like long shots, so you be careful. You got to get close to Jizzy. You wonder what happens there. That consistency is not great either. That driven personality is what really makes me excited about it. It's just, I love a player with a driven. Right, okay, let's get Kevin Cross in with his 9 crossing. So, right, this is my point. A guy from the French leagues is happy to have a realistic squad status and realistic transfer. But anyone outside of that seems to be like, no, I will be a star player and you will buy my mum a new house. Thank you. Right. We still waiting on the outcome of that guy to potentially turn down the deal of the century. So for those of you who have just joined us, we signed a guy, or trying to sign a guy from Atletico. No, from Villarreal, who wanted to be star player, but also wanted to be loaned out. Presumably he wanted to be star player for someone else. So that's fun. And a big wage rise, of course. He's like, I want to be star player, but just not for you. Hit you with an 8-year... No, you'll have a £95 appearance fee. There we go. That's fine. Lovely stuff. Cool. Well, that was quick. That was very quick. Looks like we're getting both Dalibor and Kevin Cross. And yes, I will be calling him Kevin Cross. And... Oh, hang on. Romero? Who the hell's Romero? Holy shit on a bike. Oh, Dundalk, you absolute stupid. Yeah, read the full article, chap. Then realise just how unbelievably stupid that is. 30... Firstly, an Irish side has just spent £30.5 million on a player. That's not the bad thing. Hearts have decided to cash in on him due to the player having 1 year left on his contract. How in the fuck did they get a... I couldn't sell Macaulay Corbett to Man City for 30 million when he had 1 year left on his deal, and yet Hearts can sell one to the Irish leagues. He better be unbelievable. He's fine. He's fine. Like, he's not 30 million. Look at him. Why is his value as high? Chat. Dundalk have a player whose value is higher than anyone in my squad. Oh my god, this game is so unbelievably broken. The highest value player in my team is Neslo, who's only valued at 52 million now. Admittedly, his contract's up at the end of the season. Can I now offer him a deal yet? No, he's still being a dick about it. Pre-season. We do have pre-season. It's basically now, actually. It will start in like 4 days against Pike Rovers. He's worth 47 million. Dundalk are just like, nah, hold my beer. To be fair, our players haven't done Scotland. What the hell? A+ this guy was rated at when we signed him. A+. What? He was 5-star potential with the little... Chat, we've just been sold a dud. Also, you're getting that squad player removed immediately, sir. Especially now. Breakthrough prospect with you. Okay. Wow, that was a real nasty... He was fully scouted as well. Ouch. It's not been a good day. Essentially, Nugent, I think... Yeah, I know they absolutely do, and I think that absolutely sucks that it's so designed in a way that you can't do a save longer than like 4 seasons. Okay, we'll still try and load him out. Well, that was a hell of a minute we've just had there, friends. Right, at least please be good. I mean, what is going on? It's the one area of the team as I invest in is good scouts, and yet they apparently just can't scout. We liked his attributes at the very least. Cry. Scout are all shy. Yeah, apparently they are. Even though they're not. But I guess having good scouts doesn't matter. Imagine that, eh? Attributes not mattering. Actually, this completely makes sense, doesn't it? I wonder who scouted him. Let's have a look at some of these scouts. To be fair, there might be a few scouts from the original part of the save that might still be a bit shit, but I imagine that most of them are fairly competent these days, right? Mental attributes. You feel like that between these guys, they should be able to come up with somewhere in there. Like, you'd think that between the brain... Oh, you can't see. The brain trust that is our scouts. They just might be able to give me a little bit more than... Oh, God help us. Maybe they'll get a bump in. Sometimes I find that they take a weird hot knock when they join you, and then they get a bump like a week later. It's really odd. Family commits. True, but I still think people put a lot of time into saves, you know? I reckon Emmett's been messing. Right, so we're getting Lizard. I mean... Watch him be like 2 stars now. I could just see him being a 2-star player as well. Why the hell not? Right, let's get Lizarazo in, or whatever his name is. Get rid of that regular starter thing immediately. What do you reckon? C-? I can't believe Dundalk have just spent 30 million on a player. We've only spent 30 million on a player one time in this save. And he was way better. Ah! He cost us £1.6 million. Yeah, that's isn't it great when the goods you when you order something on Amazon and it actually arrives as you expected. So we want wing back right, no, wing back left, and then we do that. Highest transfer fee. It would be the guy I showed you. Hang on, I'll show you in a sec. The Trubovic guy. We paid 53 million for him, and it was a massive mistake. Not because he's not good, he is, but because of how much we paid. Because we bought him off Manchester City. He won't complain. I also need to turn off his get rid of the regular starter thing, because again it's broken. Breakthrough prospect. Right. Chat. Right, it's happened. The thing we told you about. So, again, if you've just joined us, we tried to sign a guy from Villarreal earlier. He had quite a low release clause. He wanted, firstly, an absurd wage. Remember, he was a 17-year-old player who's not that good. He would have been like a breakthrough prospect, solid player, maybe get him some loan spells or whatever. Not a good player. Not starting for Villarreal, not starting for us ever, probably. Essentially, in order to get him to sign for us, he wanted star player, pay rise, and loan move at the same time. But also, like, some absurd wage. What was it we ended up offering him? It was like £13,000 a week or something. Let's see how much he's joined Atletico's under-19s for, and on what squad status. Happy to join Atletico for £8 a week as a future prospect. A team who've never won anything in this save. But we have. That's fine, though. That makes total sense. Ah, good to see. I mean, we've dodged a bullet because he's a whopper, but that's funny. Your guy has 4 tackling. Maybe they genned... What it might have been, Quinn, is that the version of the save you've got might have been after he genned in the background, but he hadn't actually come through the academy yet, so the name of the player is still the same, but the attributes are completely randomized, from what I've heard. As long as the Youth Intake preview for them has happened. That is funny as hell. 2-0 City already. Wow. That is funny as hell, though. I'm glad we've managed to demonstrate just how dumb that is. 14 million now for Radojicic. 14 million. They do be having good chorizo. True. Haaland's scored. Imagine. No, he didn't. That man doesn't score. He's rubbish, I'm told. Rory Jennings told me he was going to be a flop. Was it Rory Jennings? I think it was Rory Jennings. You're not going to Man City, obviously. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? That's the one. Oh! Okay, well, then... Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I was going to show you the record fee for Ireland is Trubovic, who is this guy here. We paid 53 million for him. Sorry, what? 57 million for him from Manchester City. Still only worth 42 million, of course. That'd be silly, wouldn't it? Wasn't as good, and ATM was good. True. Yeah, of course. Thought you were signing good players. Maybe, but then I suppose if they put some weird balancing mechanism for that, then why haven't they got any other good balancing mechanisms that help you or make the game good in any way? Seems very unlikely. I think it's just badly coded. Unfortunately, I think it's just not set up properly. Oh, I think City will absolutely walk it for sure. Double Pentagon. Hang on, how does a double Pentagon work? Are you trying to summon Satan? Because if so, crack on.
I tell the swamp dog
thank you for the follow.
Before I give her a tonk in a tradesman's entrance and have a lick me yarbles.
They don't want the deals, but they might want a deal in a minute. It's a weird one. God, I don't want to sell Pop's piss bottle. I want him to... Actually, while he's here, I probably should start retraining him, actually. If he's going to be here this season, we might as well actually get him working on being... Hang on, would he work there? I wonder if he could be our RPM. The long shot's the only thing. I actually think he would be a good RPM. Solid passing, great mentals, great physicals, good at defensive abilities. I've just confused the pentagram with the pentagon as well, by the way, so just catching up with that. I reckon I could actually do that. Particularly he's already, like... Because we do need more guys that can play that role. Oh, yeah, I might do that. Since he's not going anywhere, apparently. He might as well just stay around the squad. Yeah, we've been messing with a different tactical idea. Ever since I changed something on Nomads, just to see if it would work. And Valev's... Why do you want to go to Chelsea? Why would you want to do that? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Wait, what? Oh, good. Excellent. Hey, chat, would you want to see something fun? So, you know when you go into these meetings normally, you can tell the player you're influential and we don't want to lose you. Would you believe it? The game has just decided, because at random, I'm not allowed to tell him that this time, which means that nothing I say to him here is going to convince him to stay. Because it's just decided that I'm not allowed to say the thing we always say to him. Much football, social group, togetherness, nothing about his influentiality, which is the one that's always there and is just decided not to be. So I guess we do that. Yeah, thought so. Fuck that. That's hilarious. It's just decided to not show you the option. Piss take. Absolute piss take. So now he's going to be upset. Oh, wait, no, it's Piss Bottle. Sorry, I thought it was Valev, not Piss Bottle. Still, that's very annoying. He's not actually influential, in fairness. That would make sense with him. For some reason, I thought that was Valev, not Piss Bottle. Oh, well. That does make sense, because he's not influential. So it wouldn't show up with him, would it? I've got angry for no reason. Individual match. The only way you'd really know would be if you go to your finances at the start of a month and you only have played that one match and you can see your gate receipts. It'd be cool if you could see a better financial breakdown, but as far as I know, that's the only way you could do it. So if you go to like here and look at, where is it? It's like match day revenue. There you go, match day income. Even that won't tell you. Oh no, gate receipts. There you go. So you go to the first day of the month, play your first home game only, and then that will probably give you some idea. But I would be nice if you could see more information than that. I agree. Anyone else I can get rid of for this potentially? Oh, wow, actually, this is a really good report. Actually, a lot of players in here. Like a lot of players. With a lot of the guys that are like really low scouting, I'm just going to send them around again because we're wasting our time on those guys. Maybe all the way up to like 58%. Don't think any of those guys look too good anyway. Right, yeah, there we go. There's definitely some players in here. Anyone who's super expensive either. So, well, no, we'll have a look at those guys just in case they're world beaters. Do they increase? Not as far as I know. Probably not. Probably doesn't scale. As most things don't, apparently. You're not allowed to say yes. Yeah, that's a fun one too. There was another one where I upset a player for 18 months on a different save once because he wanted to go out on loan, and because previously he'd not been used. But my plan for him that season was that he was going to be our starting striker in Serie A for Sassuolo. I think it was Sassuolo. And in the meeting, he got pissed at me because I turned down a move to him to go on loan to Anderlecht. But in that meeting, I wasn't able to say to him, yeah, no, I turned down that loan for you because I want you to be our starting striker in Serie A this season. But that wasn't an option. The only options I had were things like, I'm so sorry. It was the bear. No, I think it was, yeah, sorry, you're right. Yeah, it was Max LeBear. Yeah, it was Max LeBear was the name of the guy. Very, very annoying. I need P. So, bear-related puns. There you go. Simple. I think we've done it before, but we'll be back. Oh, actually, before that, Rob Hunter, thank you for the 3 months, my friend. That is super kind. I'll thank you again properly when I come back from Maui.
Oh. So I was pressing the wrong button. Oh. Hello. Should be working now. Is it working? Hello. Just thought I'd come and say hello to everybody. How are you all doing? I'm not touching anything on this screen. I don't know what it is. I'm not doing anything. I'm too scared to touch it. I don't know what all that means. I'm not going to terminate his contract. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what any of that means. They're telling me to get rid of a load of your players.
Oh, I bet they are.
I'm too scared to press any buttons.
Chat can't be trusted. We know this.
I don't know what this means.
That's a scout report, my love.
I don't know what that is.
You don't know what a scout report is?
No.
Ah, fair one. I'm just going to sit here and eat my Tunnocks tea cake.
Good.
Well, you were...
Nothing meant to get me one.
Well, you were covering streams, so I thought I'd just go to the fridge.
Oh no, it took me 20 minutes to realise that I couldn't unmute.
It's because you were muting my Discord.
Was I?
Yes.
Hi.
That's what was happening.
Oh, I don't know. Bloody foolish.
Good shout, actually.
So what am I doing?
You're running stream now. I'm just sat here eating a tea cake.
Can I buy a player?
You can buy one of the ones on the screen if you want.
Which one? Which one?
Pick one. Don't ask them.
I'm asking you.
They've got no idea. No worse than me.
I don't know who any of these are.
To be fair, chat are right. The Gospinodov guy, Emil.
Him?
Yeah. He's really good. He's average. He's not bad though.
Can I do something? Can you talk me through it?
Yeah.
What do I do?
Go to the top of the screen, where it says transfer,
Yeah.
and then click make on offer.
Make an offer. Ooh.
Right. Then, you see where it says additional clauses?
There.
Right, yep. Click it. And then, so where it says percentage of next sale?
That one.
Add it in. Hang on, before that, chat. Take it away.
What? No, you come here. Come here. Yes, you are. Come here. Do it on the bed. I can't hear it.
You're gonna twerk it up.
I ain't twerking.
I damn near fell then. It's gonna be bad. So then, what are you gonna do? Moving swiftly on.
Yeah.
Shrek doing modern dance. At least I didn't spill my drink in my shoe that time. So go a little bit in there.
That bit.
No, the little bit there.
That
Yep,
bit.
click on it. And then go to exclude from negotiations. Then hit suggest terms at the bottom right.
That one.
Yep. Okay. Honestly, just accept that. Database lookup match. I'll give you it.
I never thought I'd see the day.
Now you have.
So what did I do then?
That's it, you've done it. He's been offered out.
What do you mean offered out?
Oh, you bought a human being. Yeah.
Okay, give it
Alright,
back.
cool.
Bye.
Hi chap. Inferior streamer here. Deary me. So yeah, I was in the bathroom and I just hear Pog come bounding upstairs. She's like banging on the door like, Matt, you didn't change the thing. I'm like, oh well, just you do it. You run the stream. I've just had a nice little 10-minute break there. Don't know about you. If you've just joined the stream, thank you for staying. I would say. Borussia Mönchengladbach, very solid, of course. Oh, well, as long as someone clips it, it's in the clip compilation. I can pretty much guarantee you that. Also, thank you for... Oh, God.
Come here. Come here. Yes, you are. Come here. Do it on the bed.
I'm very graceful, aren't I? I'm super graceful. Look at this. Look at that. Oh, look at that pose. Oh, that's still not as bad as my latter attempt at whatever the hell that was supposed to be. In fairness. Right, let me stop that. Jesus Christ. Oh, more sumo than yoga. It was very, very sumo, wasn't it? The more I think about it, yeah. Yeah, that's true. Maybe M will be the thumbnail for the stream for a bit, and then we'll bait in all the Kumas. Cheeky little. I know I always do Hulk yoga instead because it's just more fun, isn't it? Do a bit more yogi hokey, yogi, and we've just like this is where we shed 100 viewers, and I'm fine with it. If you can't handle the pog, then you know what? You can't. If you can't handle me at my pog, then you don't deserve me at my best. And yeah, as I was saying, Rob Hunter, thank you very much for the 3 months. It's very kind of you, friend. What a time to join. Oh. Pog had red hair. No, Pog's... She would like it, I think. But no, Pog has never had red hair, as far as I know. That would be me. No way. Oh, God, what happened? Oh, shit, Ashley did it. Also, we did drop viewers. Good to know. Turns out, not everything can be improved just with Whammon. Imagine. It's got Pog as the thumbnail. Lovely news. Urara Red Pandas is very good. And oh, God, I'm out of breath just from laughing now. Fucking hell. Oh, that was a nice change of pace. To M. Oh, we have to, for sure. Oh, he's still there, actually, isn't he? He's not actually that bad. He looks like another of the really cheap... I've got a better idea. There you go. M. Pogpodinov. I think M. Pogpodinov works very nice. We love a cheap Bulgarian around these parts. Pog did once run the stream for quite a while one time. We did an April Fool where she dressed up as me. She even drew like a fake beard on and everything. Goss Poginov. That works quite well as well, actually. Good tackling. Really like that. Anyone here that's just... Oh, no, we already did that, didn't we? Right, let's have a look. So, Gregorio, it was that guy from earlier, wasn't it? Yeah, he's good, but too expensive. Andy Davies. Oh, he's quite cheap, actually, for Chelsea. People notice. They did, John, yes. She even did her hair up and everything. It's nice. Goss Poginov. Very good point, actually. Yeah, that's a good point. We'll go back to him in a sec. We'll get back to him. 2 million? Yeah. I reckon he might be worth... Oh, hang on. Let's see what they want. It's weird how much Chelsea are likely to actually let this happen. Oh, he's 3. I think 3 million's a bit much for him. Potentially. Although it would be nice to have a new Andy. Fuck it. 3.1. See what they say of that. Is he still there? Oh, he's still there. I can change it. There we go. M. Pogpodinova. You can sign it for free. It's not free. It will not be free. I can virtually guarantee that it won't be free. There's compensation. There's always compensation. Right. Aya. He's good, but so expensive. He's like Neslo, basically. Just we got Neslo for like 600 grand. He's just too expensive. He is very good, though. Lovely good tackling on him as well. 18. Just so expensive. Oh, I still want to shortlist him, though, because he's very, very nice. Wait, hang on. Wolves have got a red card. 3.3 million. Yeah, that's what I mean. What about Erdogan here? I think he just ended up being a bit too expensive. Can we push the boat? We can't afford to push the boat. That's the problem. Like, we're already down to that now, and our projection's coming better now, but we're not that far above the current now, and we know we will lose money on that this season unless we sell someone, and we don't really have anyone to sell. Unless I sold Piss Bottle. Oh, wow. So a red card as well. How many? Hang on, we're only like first half, aren't we? Is the game at Molineux or at the Etihad? Jose Vicente. Oh, a player from Villarreal. I'm sure he'll definitely join us and not just join Atletico for £1. Molineux, oh God. That could still get quite bad. What do you reckon? Hat-trick for Haaland still? Seems about right, right? Still want to engage before the Nations League. Man's got his priorities straight. 3-2 Wolves, oh, imagine. That would be incredible. Yeah, he's too expensive. He is good, though. Then again, I say good. He's not, is he? Because he'd probably end up being like 2 stars knowing our scouts these days. Oh. Yeah, it's been a little while since he had a hat-trick, right? So we already know about Pogpodinova is a really hard word to say. Oh, really, Mooney? How much are we talking? Cedric Marty. Right, okay, so this is... Oh. I was like, okay, solid, decent physicals, though. Don't know about that. Jay Letsy, thank you for the follow. How did he get sent off? Was it like last man type of shit? I say last man as if that's actually a thing, but like, as I found out last night. It sounds like an innuendo. I was talking about the Forest game. 7.5 million, though. And I just don't like those physicals. I know they can improve in time, but it's just weird that they're so poor at this. I say, yeah. 2-foot him in the stomach here. Oh, Jesus. Such into the chest. What, like De Jong on Alonso, was it? No, Schneider. In the World Cup. You know what I'm talking about. The Spain-Netherlands game. Thiago Carvalheiro. Oh, 1.4 million. I'm just not sure what he is. And it looks like he would want an insane wage. Retrained at RPM. Hang on, who would retrain to RPM? Oh, yeah, I kind of want physicals on the RPM as well, though. Yeah, De Jong and Alonso. I was right. Okay, yeah. Saw it right. To be fair, he did only karate kick the guy in the chest. Okay. I may be biased. It's another one of these guys, isn't it? Ah, yes. That face when target forward has 7 jumping reach. Very small target. Basically, I think with target forward, the game just goes, he has good heading, ergo target forward, rather than anything to do with their actual ability to win any headers. But he does have good heading. Probably won't be able to watch. I can watch, I just won't be able to show it on stream. If it's like one of the, like Ninja, I can't remember, whatever the ones they use on Reddit. I'll be able to watch it, I just won't be able to show it. Top Chew? Ah, here we go. Let me make sure I turn the sound off. Oh my lord, what the fuck? The referee was just like, yeah, nope. He was having nothing of that. There was no debate about that at all. I want to see the close-up. Oh! It's one of those ones where it's unfortunate. Because he's obviously not trying to do that, but it's still insanely stupid and dangerous. Oh, fuck. Wrong button. I'm so used to turning that off. Just ran a picture of Jack Grealish on the floor there for you. Enjoy. He's 8 million quid and he's 11 million quid. They're good. But if these guys are like 1 to 2 million, I'd be interested. But at 11 million quid, they have to be something special for me to be like, yes. This guy's 8 million quid, but... he's a bit Paulo Vinicius. He's pretty good for 19, honestly. It's just so expensive. Grealish goes down like he's been kicked in the stomach. Incredible. Not 8 million. Yeah, I mean, even at 6. Like, he's fast, and he actually has okay physicals. He's got good trinities here. Solid composure. It's just... not sure. Arden he's 20. That sounds kind of sick, actually. I've never done a network game. Ever. That's working. You see, the thing is, that sounds like it's a joke, but it's not. Things went a little bit haywire, you might say, Pass Bro. Ask his agent. Ah, he's new contracting us. Of course he is. Never mind. You're probably right. I'll scout him again anyway. Diogo Cunha, 3.6 mil. He's just a bit meh, isn't he? Honestly. There is a clip floating around, I think, Pass Row. The first part of it anyway. Varela. Okay, striker. Oh no, if I recall, this guy has nothing. Actually, fairly determined. Reasonable pace. Just really low acceleration. Good composure. Good finishing. Good first touch. Solid teamwork. I have no idea who Papetti or Fagioli are. It shows how little I actually play FM with real players these days. And when I do, they're lower league players. Oh. I don't know about him. I might just more info on him. That guy's expensive again. Work rate is poor. Yeah. He's just a bit average again. So expensive for that as well. Okay, this guy down here though is kind of intriguing. This Wolfsburg goalkeeper. There's another guy from Peñarol. The last time we tried to get a player from Peñarol, they wanted the moon. Actually, wait. He's got quite good mentals and physicals, but his technicals are just not really there. Okay, this goalkeeper here is intriguing. We have low info on him though, so that might be why he's still considered. Reflexes are okay. But from this point, not from this point, no, because obviously we're in the middle of a stream, but like the most recent one that I've uploaded, I don't know if that's even available anymore actually, because I think it expired from my WeTransfer thingy, was one with where Celtic were kind of struggling. I think with him it's definitely worth a crack. You'll probably sign a new. Oh, awesome. 2046, yeah, so that's the most recent version. The problem is because the save file is so big, it's hard to keep uploading all the time. It's like half a gig, this save file. And I have one, well actually we only use like a rolling one for treaties, so it's not too bad. But it's constantly uploading that with my shitty internet is a pain. Takes me long enough to upload videos. Right. Oh, wow. £1 million for the Wolfsburg keeper looks okay, right? I'd say that's fine. I'm seeing enough here, I'm like, £1 million okay. I'll take that, Anarith. I will take that. And as I will take this as well. Nice. Did we actually put any bids on that? What the fuck? Has it got worse? It genuinely feels like it's got worse now. But I bet you, Yelich, completely interested. Famous last words there, eh? Like this guy, for crying out loud. This was a meme pickup. He's 16. And he's like, I at least want to be a regular starter in your Champions League challenging side. Yeah, we don't really get purpled anymore. We get this instead. This should be funny. Watch us now get purpled. He wants the number. I mean, it is actually available, but it's absolute lunacy. You're not having that. Nor are you having that. Yeah. Thought so. No, his name is Emil. I actually can't remember his name. Oh, lordy lord. Right, okay. Well, obviously he's not going to actually be a regular starter when he joins us because, again, that's my way of fighting back against this nonsense in the game. Was it Gospodinov? Yeah. I never actually saw his name because we changed it by the time. I was barely back in the chair and his name had changed. Right, that'll be fine. Whoa, okay. Yeah, the demands that players are starting to come up with are absolutely lunacy, considering their quality. There has to be some underlying thing. What the hell? Jesus Christ. It's a joke, Jin. We changed the name. It is a joke. Yeah, I already did that, didn't I? Yeah, cool. I feel like we've literally gone less than... Back injured? What? Oh, that's fine. Yeah, we knew about that, didn't we? They're on international duty. Cool, cool, cool. You know that guy I signed, Darbo, on the other side? The moment I signed him, he disappeared on international duty for the Senegalese B team, which was fun. Oh, good. This is that meeting again. Oh, this is going to be huge, isn't it? Oh. It's not as big as I was expecting, actually. Considering all the guys we had come back again. Which I'm still hoping to get loans for. No, with that. God, I wish there was just a way I could... Why can't I delegate that meeting? Oh, 27 million. Is that all? Holbrook's really developed, actually. I was surprised at how good he was considered in this squad. Unless he's back down to be like 2 stars again now. Yeah, look, 4.5 stars is Holbrook. Still worth nothing. Davis offer is accepted. All right. Slightly interested. That doesn't seem like slight interest to me, but sure. So it looks like we're getting Andy. A new Andy. A better Andy. Things you want to... Yeah, look, the compensation was over 3 million quid. So yeah, it's never free. Sometimes there are occasions when it is free. It just isn't there. If they're under a certain age, there's always compensation. The best ones are the 18-year-old guys that are released by clubs in Spain and Germany. They will actually be free. Having 100 players in your squad, maybe. I don't know, because the thing is, we still had that problem before we brought those players in, if you recall, because we were very struggling to sign those guys in the first place. So I just don't think that's the case. And if it is, it just feels like... Whenever the solution, like the proposed explanation, is something to do with like balancing on that, I always think to myself, why would they balance that, but then not anything that actually matters? He's English, so we can absolutely wazoo a contract out. There we go. Lovely stuff. Andy Jr., welcome in. Oh, wow, Andy accepted that quick, didn't he? Wait, when does he sign for us? March. Is that when he turned 17? He doesn't join us for 2 years. Good. So that's that. Good. Enjoy that, manager of the future. I've just realised he isn't going to join us until after we're done with the save. He doesn't join us till the 6th of January 2051. He's one for the future that we will not get a chance to see. Wait, not again. Of course, he's non-EU, isn't he? Yeah. Have they done another good? God knows what Dundalk have bought now. For crying out loud. Influential member of the... Oh, yes, you are. Now shut... Why is this all suddenly broken as well now? Who have Dundalk wasted money on this time? Right, so they've spent 30 million on Romero because they're lunatics. Pedro Ibarra has joined Derry City for 1.6 million. That's more like it. Better. Chilean International. Good work. A couple of loans for us. Gavin... Oh, that's all us, isn't it? Yes, it worked! Right, this is great news. Thank you for pointing that out, Mr. Progress. But this obviously is not important. This is Gavin Nolan. Right, so, Juano Carlos, he has been on loan at Shamrock Rovers. I released him because I wanted to see if releasing a few of the guys that have been on their loans, that have been out there for a while, would keep them in the Irish pool and they'd get picked up. And he has been picked up by Derry City. Look at that. That is sensational. Love that. Got 2 Irish caps as well. And they've just got an £11 million player for free. That is perfect. I'm so glad that actually works. Well played, Derry City. To be fair, they do kind of need him because they Luigi Ricci refused to go back on loan to them. So that caused a bit of a problem. 16 million for Mbaye Sal. Wait, is his contract... Is he still not letting me give him a new deal yet? God, we're going to have to... Yeah, we might have a problem with that. No, his first nationality is Irish because he became nationalised. Nationalised? We nationalised him. Naturalised. Good enough for a place in the first team. Yeah, correct, you're not. That's why I was having you on loan for the past 4 years, Luigi. It's kind of the whole point of that. You're the one that chose to come back. Importance of the team hasn't been recognised. Your importance to the team as a future prospect. You are as important as the value... That is one of the most annoying things. Is that, like, they have agreed playing time, and then they complain when they don't get playing time that isn't related to their agreed playing time. You can't win, basically. Because if you give them high playing time, if you give them a high playing time expectation and they don't get it, they complain. If you give them one that's in line with what they actually should be, they complain because they want more. It's like, well, pick one. Oh, stop it, you bell piece. God, that's so annoying. Looking with Man City. Nope. You're going nowhere, buddy. Ah, nice. Narsons is going on loan to Sligo Rovers. That's really nice news. This man has been passed around from pillar to post at this point. Like, he's legit. How many games? Yeah, look, he's already, in his short time in Ireland, been at Treaty, Cork City on loan, Bowes for 2 years on loan, and now Sligo on loan. This man just cannot seem to find a home, but he is very, very good, and I'm excited to see what he can do at Sligo Rovers. They certainly do need him. Sick. Hopefully the Irish sides continue to actually do stuff. But it is nice that they're actually spending money. Like, they have spent a decent chunk of change this window. We can't see it properly, can we? But, like, when you look at the transfers, I mean, the biggest transfers are not even us. And when it applies to last season as well, you can see, look. Wait, there you go. Shamrock's spending some decent cash. Shamrock especially actually have dumped a huge amount of money into their squad. God. Thanks, random youth players. Glad you've got your boys back here. Why doesn't he deserve a new contract? As if players in real life would give a shit about that. Like, as if they care. Wait, we're getting podding over. Watch him be dreadful. He's going to be proper, like, C- material, I feel like. Oh, what the fuck? Chat, our scouts have lied in the wrong direction this time. Turns out that Pog was just... I think Pog... £24 million. Pog needs to do all the transfers in future. Wait, hang on. I love that. Actual playing time, youngster. Mate, you've arrived today. What were you expecting? That's superb. He's not even allowed to go on loan. Because he's too young. But That's exciting. So we get him immediately trained in his position. And lovely. I mean, there's still a lot of work to be done, but well played. That is a great signing. Well done for suggesting it, Chato. Spoke to sign that Spanish chap who went to Atletico Madrid. You're probably not wrong. Wow, only 6-0. What are we doing? I think we need... Yeah, screw Tom Brady. We need Pog as our head scout. She finds the gems. The gems. Pog is my director of football. That'd be... If I had Pog around long enough, like, during the day to actually make that happen, that would be quite funny. Oh, Jack Black left his agent. Dear me. Presumably the legend of the rent was way hardcore there. Who are they signing from who? Ah, so this is the new Bowes guy. This is the new Bowes manager, Sean McLaughlin. He was the Waterford coach for a little while. Maybe Bowes will be a bit better now that they finally got their new manager in place. Hopefully. Maybe they'll start to get some new signings in. Hey, Dan. He does look 18, doesn't he? Yeah. There's very few managerial changes in the Irish leagues. When you actually look at the managers of the big clubs in this league, they're all there for like insane lengths of time. He was there for 15 years, was Brendan Clark. Cork, 12 years was the last guy. Derry City have actually kind of moved around a little bit. Luckily, they always do it during the season, so it's fine. Although they did have Ian Morris there for 17 years. Dundalk obviously have had... wait. When did they get a new coach? I didn't actually realise they had a new coach as it goes. Oh, he was the Derry guy. Okay, so as long as they do it during the season, it's fine. Very tight, I bet, yeah. Yeah, it's weird that they haven't gone after the United. I'm assuming that they went after the Hearts guy because they didn't get the Man United guy. I just can't remember who it was. Just trying to see if there's any more. Longford off a McKennis contract. Random man from Rochdale. Yeah, Longford, this is not how you qualify for Europe, chaps. I'll be honest with you. We're going on a Colombian tour as well. South American national team manager. Now, that we can do, since there isn't many of them anyway. We've got Federico Redondo, who's been... Oh, only just. Pretty young manager, actually. We've got... Hang on, I recognise that name. I think we tried to sign this guy at one point. I believe he's another of those guys that turned us down. Because, of course, they do. Bolivia is Edwin Perez, who's the real... Oh, no, he's just been a manager. Nothing else. He just genned and became the Bolivia manager. He looks like he's been on the Bolivian marching powder there, honestly. Brazil is Wesley, who is a real player. And again, his first managerial job was just Brazil manager. Man just jumped straight into it. Hang on, approach to sign? What? As what? Approach to sign the Brazil manager. Chile, Nicolas Mendoza, who again just genders their manager. Do they just like not like have any progression here? They're just like player, national team manager. You go. Ecuador, Enrique Chavez. Yep. Terrible beard. Actual PS2 Hagrid level shit. Estegaribia. Yep, just player, manager. Hey, Beyond Ultra. I guess this must be how it works because of the lack of leagues being switched on. So Claudio Castillo, again, just genned randomly as the manager. Finally, a real person. Ignacio Iturralde, who never actually looks like he played in Europe at all, actually. Just played in South America his entire career, and a bit of Central America in there too, and then became the manager. Just one, yeah, one goal half time is terrible. You can do the same. Yeah, kind of. Certainly feels like it. Bowes want Kokoschka? Yes, please. You may have him. Well done, chaps. Actually, speaking of that, let me just see if there's any interest in some of our loanees. Vojdovic? Yes, thank you, Bowes. Please take some players, I beg of you. Hopefully the new manager, now that he's in, is going to want to get some... Oh, yes, get Kevin Cross. That's superb. Bowes, you're looking up... That's more like it. Kieran Foley, who's... Oh, Bowes want Kieran Foley as well. He already turned them down once, but worth another go, right? So I have only the Irish leagues, and I have Ireland, Northern Ireland, Wales, and Scotland switched on, but I have a database set up that allows us to get regions from all of the nations, so it doesn't affect you. You don't have to turn the leagues on in order to get those teams, basically. It saves you slowing your save down incessantly. So you can turn the players on, but not the leagues themselves. It's great. Piss Bottle is still wanted by all those guys. We knew that. Jack Black is wanted by Drogheda. Sure. I think he already turned them down once, didn't he? But we'll try again. Do a bit of that. Do a bit. Oh, Luigi Ricci is still... Atletico want him on loan. All right. Jose Lara? Bowes want him on transfer. Fuck it. Let's just offer him out. See what happens. They want him permanently, I can give him to them. Unless they do... Oh, they're going to do a bloody non-negotiable bid now, aren't they? When I'd rather they just bid properly. Hearts want Sitkovsky. Yes, please. We could just drum up a bit of extra interest here. Ronald Torres, Independiente Medellin. Wait, why doesn't it say want? I love how he's now Irish as well. Anyone else? Oh, hang on. Erlenvold? Waterford? Ah, fine, why not? Okay, we might be able to get a few extra sales here, potentially. And also some loans, hopefully. Oh. Braun. No, yeah, imagine they put like a huge bid in for no reason. Braun Stadion, scene of all the orgies. So, they've no manager currently, but we knew that. Their key player is Erik Stensrud. Norwegian international, actually. 40 caps for Norway. He's been at Braun his entire career. Just a solid midfielder. The fact that he got 40 caps for Norway while playing for Braun is actually pretty impressive. So fair play to him. Hasn't really done a lot, I'll be honest, in there, but he is nevertheless there. They've got a hot prospect? No. Captain is this man here, Mustafa Dashti, who again is homegrown. Came through at Braun again. Wow, they just keep their own, don't they? What about you? Christopher Nahiri? Yep. Came through at Braun. They just keep their own lads at... I thought that was 66 million there. I'm used to seeing Norwegian players have stupidly high values on my other save. That's why I can't seem to sign anyone from Norway for Nomads, because the Norwegian league has an absurd reputation. And their player values are just obscene. Kind of like Sweden, actually. Dash it would be good. Right. Okay, let's see what these... So, the problem is sometimes you get clubs that are interested in more than one... Yeah. So what will happen sometimes, if they're interested in more than one player in the same position, and you offer both of them out at the same time, they'll just choose the one that they want. And honestly, I think they made the right choice there. If they get Kroos and Foley... honestly, I'll just accept all of these. You choose where you want to go, bruv. Sitkovsky. Okay, here we go. Let me guess. He wants to go to the one that's going to offer the least money. Oh, imagine that. Imagine my surprise. Right, this is going to be an absolute... Wow, there's a lot of clubs. I love how they always want to go to the one that offers the least money. And I know there's an element of like, well, obviously they're offering because they know that they're the one that they want to go to. Apart from Son 19, it's still just very annoying. Also, I love that. They want us to pay 8 grand of his wages and the least amount of money. Fuck that. No. Who's the best? Who's playing the most? 10 billion is good. Hearts is good at 7 million flat as well. I think those two are the best ones. Actually, 9 million for Slavia. Oh, no, that's got a profit clause in it too. We'll do that one too. As long as he hits one of those, I'll be okay with it. And Siska, yeah, you can go Siska as well. Wow, that... Yeah, I don't want any ultimatums. So, Galatasaray is poor. The problem then is they get a shit fit and then they start going, oh, I don't want to go to these clubs. It's like, well, then make those clubs bid actual money. And then we can... Yeah, that'll do. Hopefully. Auction them off. That's what we're going to try and do anyway. Hearts get that money. I mean, Hearts are a pretty good side in the Scottish League. I mean, they are financially... They're worth 260 million quid. They're regularly... They've got some decent players. Plus, the other reason that Hearts will have a lot of money is because they just sold a guy to Dundalk for £30 million. So I suspect the reason that Hearts have so much money is because they sold this guy to Dundalk for 30.5 million. And he has a value that is higher than any other player in our squad. Which is still actually irking me somewhat. That Dundalk have a player that's worth more than any of our players. For Vold, yep, nice. Freeze taken ill. No! He's old. He could pass away at any moment. Send home. Right. Wanky bedtime injured. Twisted knee. Not quite the groin strain I was hoping for there, but close enough. No, Rooney's... I thought Rooney was replaced by Jack Ross, wasn't he? Or was that somewhere else? Oh, no, he is still the manager of Milan. Fair play. He's been there for 7 years now, actually. He was the guy that bought Vinicius. Where's Jack Ross gone there? That's not him, Matt. That's a different Jack Ross, which makes me wonder if the real one's gone. Yep, he retired. I want to see staff history. Oh, he was all the... Oh, yeah, because it was him that replaced... Oh, yeah, so he wasn't Milan. Then he was Italy, then Turkey manager, then dead. Not dead, but like 70. Hey, Danny. Oh, random save. Training set wrong. Nah. They just don't like it because they have to do any training. It's just a standard. Standard sort of stuff. No offers for Torres. That's annoying. Wait, hang on. Didn't it say that there was a team interested? There's literally a team interested in him. Like, sure. Lukic, no. Pereira. Chelsea signed Arboleda. Wow. Arbolade's turned to a really solid player. But I still think we did the right thing by selling him when we did. Because we sold him for 11 million quid of 2 years after buying him for 700,000. It's been good, Dan. It's been very good. How are you, my friend? Dead. I don't mince my words. He's caught a case of the deceased. He is très deceasement, as they say in Spain. Oh, Cedeno played well there. I always forget that we've got Cedeno. We spent a lot of money for him just so we could have a Cuban player, didn't we? And I'm fine with that. He's literally one. I think he's like the third most expensive transfer we've made in this save, and I literally just did it because he was Cuban. A sound transfer strategy if you've ever heard one. No offers for Torres. Okay, we'll do that. Atletico. God, that's terrible. Oh. Rejected the loan. Yeah, of course you have. Wow, you're really bad now, bud. Well, there goes your chance of getting a loan. Great. Okay, so they've signed Kokoschka. That's good. It's something, I suppose. Have I got any more clauses we can sell? No. Okay. Who did Longford sign? It'll be that guy we were looking at from Rochdale, won't it? Wait. Hang on. No. Oh, no. Different guy. Gary Carson. Oh, it was a former Treaty United youth player. Oh, God. Sign someone proper. So that's the... God, are these all the next stage in their career people? I think it is, isn't it? Jose... Right, anyone who's got loan knowledge, anything that's like under 60 can pretty much get out at the moment. We'll come back to them in a minute. Hey, Basil! That guy's obviously going nowhere now. This guy I still want to keep an eye on because I've got a bee in my bonnet with him. Gabriel Lopez, has he actually gained any more knowledge yet? He's just too expensive, but maybe a bit more knowledge. Send those guys around again. I just want to see the Irish sides make some more. They made a load of good transfers. And actually started making some transfers. But they seem to have just stopped now. Sikowski's a Hearts target. Excellent. Now put a bid in, please. That'd be lovely. Chelsea want piss bottle again. 34 million. Wow. That would solve a lot of our problems if we just sold the piss bottle back again. But I would need a... not running it for fun. That'll be probably next season where we might just go a little bit mental. And actually sign some like ridiculous players for them. So Erlenvold's gone. Because I suspect next transfer window stream will probably be the last one. If we're thinking... That being said, we are still spending a lot of money. But we're still in the current, which is fine. We've still got a lot of money coming in, which is fine. If Chelsea did come in with an insane bid for piss bottle, I'd be tempted. Dortmund want Ricci. Give me 20 million and a 50. Yeah, didn't think so. If they'd have gone for that, I'd have been fine. Hey, Joe, I'm good. How are you, my friend? Revere Derby. Which is that one? I've forgotten. There's so many derbies that I've literally forgotten. That sounds like a... It sounds French, but I reckon it might be German, just because reasons. Or is it Dutch? It's probably Dutch. I don't know. I'm impressed with the treatment of him recently. Missing out the training camp. We had a limited number of spots, buddy. And you are not in it. Dortmund Schalke. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense. It looks French, but it sounds German at the same time. That should be fine. Oh, they actually have dropped it. Sick. Weezer with the 16 months. Thank you so much, my friend. Super kind of you. Radu again. One of the guys from Longford, he refused to go back as well, which is annoying. Oh, they've all dropped their concerns. Wow, Trubovic is actually doing his job for once. 4 out of 4. Well played, son. I think that might be the first time he's convinced a player to do anything in this save at all. There you go. Longford town in for someone else, albeit probably another crap player, but still at least they're signing someone. Ricci facing... Well then... Bid a good bid. They're both non-negotiable. Go away. I hate how much they put in non-negotiable bids this year. Maya Yoshida. Wait, Maya Yoshida still playing? How old is he? Or maybe he's not as old as I think he is. In my head, he was at Southampton like 15 years ago. Which is clearly... Was he at Southampton? I swear he was. It was probably like 3 years ago and I'm just extremely old. Just occurred to me, with us playing this system, I haven't actually got this set as the trained tactic. Real Life Forest is the only team to have a bigger squad. What are we up to in terms of squad depth now? 97. Ah, that's probably just because we looked at it at the wrong time, I think. Because we've had that say 134 before, haven't we? That's clearly also wrong because we have like... Actually, it might not be. We have trimmed down a little bit. 34. Okay, fair one. Whitacas, thank you for the 8 months. Hope you're well. Hang on, who's that? And why is it £20 million? Oh, it's Inter. I thought for some reason it was Dundalk. Incredible. Boopy or Holland become staff? Nah, Holland I know retired. I think 37 in this save. Yeah, he retired at 40 on my other save. And Mbappe, I think, is almost... Besides, why does he need to become staff? He's already staff. Yeah, retired as a player after being at Manchester City for 15 years and scoring 268 goals. That's a lot of goals. 200 caps for France. Hot damn. That's an insane amount of caps. Fill a whole room with that many hats. Yeah, £20 million for Christensen. Oh, that 20.5 plus incentives. Yeah, but the incentives is what makes it 25. So it's not plus incentives, is it? Right, okay. Atletico. Yeah, thought so. Neslo wanting a new contract. I've tried to offer this guy a new contract like 4 times and he keeps saying no because of the interest in him from elsewhere. All right, fine. Let's do it. No. Oh, I hate that so much. Just at least give me the option. Right, watch me now try and offer him a new contract. Hopefully now that he said that. Okay, good. Not going to be a star player, though, obviously, because no one's... Oh, come on. Mate, I'm not making you a star player. It's... Oh, sod off, FM. All right. Only 90 grand a week is actually fair. No wage rise for you, though. Yeah, no wage rise for you, though. Oh, that's a regretful... Okay, yeah, 86k is fine. I hate that star player shit. We can't afford to have star players in this team. It doesn't work properly. Dorman Ricci. Okay, that's the same bid as before, lads. If you want to do what I said, will you give me 20 plus 50? Then I'm in. Nope. Okay, then go away. Same thing with you lot, lads. Give me... Oh, that's 29. Oh, wait, no, hang on. I wanted way more than that for him. I wanted like 45 million for him. Yeah, give me 40. I'm just hoping that one of them will eventually just go for it out of nowhere. Sometimes they do. Wait, hang on. Did they negotiate that? All right. Ah. 6 months. Really? That's weird. It doesn't show that. That's weird because when Viking did it earlier, it did tell me that it was 6 months. It said 4 6 months, 8 months or whatever. That's really strange that your one doesn't say that. Oh, well, thank you so much. That's very kind of you then. It's weird that it didn't show up that time, though. Any big transfers? I'd say the best one, honestly, was the one... These guys were kind of a letdown. This guy's pretty solid. Actually, he's very solid. Look at his wage. Not his wage, his value. He's very, very solid indeed. Jairo Lizarazo. And then the one that Pog picked as well. For like, what was he, 40k? I think those are probably the best 2 that we've found so far, I'd say. So it's going to be so different. I think it's just, yeah, it's really odd. But I think we can probably get that done. The fact that they were even willing to negotiate makes me think that there's something there. 21 million, how dare you. And Dundalk also signed a guy for £30 million. Which was bad. Really, really bad. Particularly because he had 1 year left on his deal. A cheap Bulgarian indeed. It's been a little while. Do you know what? 10 million... How much did I pay for Sitkovsky? He's done well out on a few loans. That's great. Cheeky little 10 million. That'll help cover some of our own transfers. We kind of needed that, honestly, because the finances situation is... Oh, damn. Does that just like... Oh, he's set to sign for them. Is it because the window isn't open yet? When does that join them? When does he join them? 26th of January. Okay, that's fine. Porto chasing Ricci deal. Okay, what are we saying? 15 million. No, you're not getting him for 15 million. Yeah, they are at least spending big money. But they do need to be a bit better with it. Kieran Foley is going to... He literally turned down Bose earlier in the same window. And the reason I suspect, again, is because the squad has now got slightly better for them. Ergo, he was now willing to join them. So Kieran Foley, that's a really good signing for Bose, honestly. They need some players, since they sent all their players back. Chelsea, right, okay. Let's talk Chelsea. Let's do 50 plus 50. We can shake hands on 50-50. Oh, hello. It's 39.5 million and a 50% of next sale fee. And I think that is the thing. 40 million quid plus 50% of next sale. He wants to go. I like him, honestly, but that might not be the worst piece of business for us. I think. Foley weirdly came from Treaty. So Foley was the guy that was poached from our youth academy by Chelsea at the age of 15. He then came through Chelsea's academy 3 years later at the age of 15, which was weird. We then bought him back off them for £1.1 million, and now he's worth like 15 million. I actually think I'm going to do that. If it didn't have the 50% clause, I'd be uninterested. But I think his value at Chelsea is going to be obscene. And it would sort out the FFP. Transfer window is closed. We can't sign a replacement. What replacement? Also, what transfer window is closed? What are you on about? Transfer window's not closed. We literally just tried to sign a guy. Our transfer window doesn't close for ages. Lara's going. Cool. I'll be very curious to see what he's worth when he joins Chelsea. And it will completely help us out of the FFP hole. I think it does that because we've got like 2 different windows, I suspect. Wow, that's a really poor result. I think we did pay quite a lot for Piss Bottle, but I also think that the money we're making there is just helpful. Because I was not going to be able to find him another loan. Chelsea just put 60 million down for Lukacic. Jesus Christ. Any big signings? Nah. Not in terms of money, no. I just went through the couple of the signings, though. That's useless. 59 million is not bad. Still not doing it, but it's not bad. Yeah, you two have probably dropped off a little bit now, haven't you? Yeah, I think they're just... Oh, Christmas song's up. Anyone below a certain level we get rid of? Not get rid of, but like, time to go around again. This song, exactly, I can add all the Christmas songs back to the playlist again. It'd be great. Also, I'm probably going to change some stuff around for FM23 as well, so that you can... There's a new update to OBS that allows you to actually isolate audio sources without having to do it the silly way with those with like virtual audio cables. So I can go back to having copyrighted music on stream again. Because it won't show up on the VODs. And it'd be really easy to do rather than the annoying way you have to do it at the moment, which I just can't be asked to do. So hopefully for FM23, I'm going to just switch that around and we'll have proper music again on streams. We'll still have bantery Christmas music, of course. So that'd be good. It won't be on the VODs at all, though. So the VODs will be a bit different next year. Because there won't be any music on them. So Spotify will be hidden. So they just won't be having that. Because they'll have it isolated on its own track. Okay, my selections. Jesus. We could bring back music requests. It would have to be... I don't know. It worked before because Pog was able to do them for me. But I see no reason why not. We'll have to make it like it's not super cheap. But yeah, we'd probably be able to bring those back too. Just play the August Burns Red Christmas album. Now we're talking. I was listening to the new Lorna Shore song last night while I was playing Rocket League, and I'm just like, I don't really like Lorna Shore that much, but that was sick. He's 20. And okay, I guess. Hang on. Maximo Adinolfi. Ooh. He's kind of interesting. Driven personality, too. Left. Aspen becomes Sligo's manager. Now, Chateau. Oh, what? Vincent Chateau. Lack of directness in the media. Naughty Chateau. He's quite alright, actually. Only 5'6", which is quite annoying for a deep line forward. But look at the mentals on him. At the age of 18, he's surely got to be a signing, right? He's really solid. It's incredible mentals. I'm going to try and get him. The VODs will have to be musicless because I export the VODs directly from Twitch. Because the other way had to be... The only other solution would be to download the VOD, add in music, export it, and then add it back to YouTube again. And the time that would take would just be utterly outrageous. First, you have to download a 4-hour VOD. Then I'd have to actually find music to put over that 4 hours. Then I'd have to render the 4 hours, which would take about 3 hours. Then upload it, which would take me like 12, 13 hours again. It just wouldn't be out quick enough to the point where it's just not worth doing. Unless... The only way that I could figure around it would be to have 2 instances of Spotify running somehow, where they're playing different things and they're on isolated tracks where one of them goes to the VOD track and one of them goes to the stream track. I don't know if that's even possible. I don't know if that's possible. Turn that channel and turn on Spotify one. Yeah, I don't know how that works. I don't think that's how that works. I think it only works one way, so you can turn off stuff one way, but I don't think it allows you to have muted stuff on the stream that is then audible on the VOD, as far as I know. How long would it take a good PC to holiday 10 season? It depends on what leagues you've got switched on. Like, I reckon I can do a season in like 20 minutes with I just have one league on. Which is why it's going to be really cool when it comes to the the plan I've got for the start of FM23, where we do that, the scenarios thing I'm going to do. 1.8. I'm alright with that. And that was... Yeah, we're still going after those guys, aren't we? I don't know how easy that would be to do. Because ideally, if I just had one that would go to the stream and one that would go to the VODs, that would be perfect. But I don't think that's possible. Oh, I can't... FM23 cannot come soon enough, man. Ask for loan back. What? That right there, actually, should tell you how dumb and broken this is. That they're actually asking for a loan back of a player that's just told me he's not going to join us. What? Hang on. As indicated, he'd be very interested in seeing out the remainder of his season with Liverpool FC. What? How can I accept a loan back for a player that just said he doesn't want to join us? Oh my lord, this game is so utterly broken. What happens now then? I've not even seen that one before. That's a new level of nonsense. Hey, look. That's new. To be fair, to be 28 seasons in, or 29 rather, and see our first, that's the first example of that particular flavour of nonsense I've noticed, so fair one. I want that Algerian lad to come back through the youth academy again. Send it to you? Maybe? Probably, yeah, he'll go and join PSG now. Neslo signs a new deal. That's the main thing. Getting Neslo on a new deal is great. Awesome. I swear to God, if this is a team leader meeting to complain about me selling Sitkovsky... What? Should be playing him more. Okay. I'll tell you what, I'll play him more when he's not the 5th best centre-back. If he was the top 3 and we had... Jesus Christ. Drop someone more deserving. Yeah, thank you, Thighs. Thighs always agrees with me. What a chap. You two, get wrecked. For a loan back, but the player wanted to be loaned back is so... The player wants... The thing is, the player didn't even want to join us in order to be loaned back. So, yeah. Any Irish teams got through them? Yeah, it happens most years. Dundalk actually got to the quarterfinals last year. This year, we've got 2 Irish sides in the Champions League knockouts. Sorry, 3, including ourselves. Sligo and Dundalk both got through. I love that him joining... See, even Siska get a player value bump from having a player join them from us. Insane. Faiz... He's not currently a star. The thing is, his contract has 3 years left on it, so I don't think he's even close to considering retirement yet. Which is... I want to try to sort something out for him once we get to, like, the final season of the save, but we'll just have to see what's available. Charlotte Rovers in end of contract for Atchon. Okay, they're signing a guy from Celtic. Not a bad bid, honestly. I don't think you can. Not unless they're, like, really close to... They have to be, like, close to trying to retire, I think. Oh, hang on, wait. No, I can't. Yep. Recommend future stuff role. There we go.
So I tell the swamp donkey to sack it.
I love how in the middle he had a proper, like, tantrum.
And have a lick me
Hang on, isn't it on here or something? Like long-term plans? No long-term plans. Brilliant. Genius. Red Minotaur, thank you for the follow. I'm curious to see who would replace me as well. Hang on, so... Right. Okay, so does that him just say no? Or is that because I said the wrong thing? Yeah, oh, imagine if it was Paul Pogba. Interval Christensen? Nope. And not the Christensen's interested anyway. It's Wayne Rooney. Yeah, no relationship with me. He's been at the club 18 years. Did you just ask him to replace you? I kind of did, didn't I? Yeah, you're right. Maybe that's why he was so upset. He's like, I can't replace you, boss. You're my idol. Sometimes they actually say, though, on their happiness page what they want to be, and then you can tell them that, and then they like it. But if he doesn't have a suggestion there, then you can't really do much about it. Scott Parker replaces me. You can holiday one season in 20 minutes with custom players added as well. That would probably be more like 25, half an hour, I'd say. I don't know, actually. I haven't tested that specifically. With my current database setup, I don't know. Hey, Stewie. What if it's something to do with the low wages you're playing? Maybe, but... Like, we've got guys on 100 grand a week. Like, the actual's on £110,000 a week. And has Neslow's value gone up? No. Neslow's just got a brand new contract on a higher wage, and his value has actually dropped slightly. So, and it's a brand new deal as well, which means it's got a long-term deal. I just think they're broken as all hell. Because then, if that was the case, it wouldn't explain why we had that bump. My answer to this is always going to be, if it's to do with X, then why did it happen for 6 months that one season when these things weren't a factor? When the actual was worth £128 million after, like, I can't remember which year it was. It was that year we got to that Champions League final for the first time. That's when we got that wage bump for 6 months, and it's not been back ever since. So bizarre. What are you talking about? Oh my god, these two are just being whoppers. Unreasonable things. Yeah, thank you, Thighs Freeze again. Like, Miggy, alright, fine. New contract then. Have it your way. Only wants 46 grand a week. Do you know what? I'm actually okay with that. Okay, you're not having that though. Okay, give you a little bit more. There you go. 5 years. Lovely. Now he'll shut up. Yeah, no, Neslow's super young. Who? No idea who that is. Okay. Oh dear, what's happened here? Do you think that the actual injured himself walking out of that meeting? Because it feels like it. Oh god, he's got the lurgy. Sent home. A boat. You can't really get away with... I find with boats, it's very hard to put them in contract extensions. Because you don't have a lot of wiggle room with which to actually get that boat in there. It's only really, like, workable with young players. Inter want to loan Dimitrov. He was another player that got sent back annoyingly. Here's a fun fact. So, as usual with this shit, mandatory future fee of £10 million. Yeah, no. He's worth 20 odd million. Like, give me 20 million at the end, and we'll talk. But I bet they won't do it. I bet you they just go back to the exact same number. Oh no, they have boosted it slightly. Yeah. Yeah, but they're still lower than they should be. Like, they're still bidding lower than they always bid lower on these stupid loan bids. Okay, Ricci. Hang on, that's less than before. That's literally less than the last time a team came in for him. Give me 20 and a 50 and we'll maybe talk. Nope. Their loss. 8 million loan fee. Wait, that looked like it was 80,000 a month. Not 8 million in total. Wasn't that like an installment thing at the bottom? So that's the same team. Right. Okay, again, give me 20 million. And that. And that. Nope, okay. Update. It updates the same year as everyone else. The club rep thingy happens, as far as I'm aware, in... It'll be one of two things. It'll either be when you get the rollover with all the reputations, so that's usually sometime in June, or it'll be like the 2nd of January. The total was 18 million. Yeah, which is still less than he's worth. Because that was with the installments. Isn't being used in his current position. The season hasn't started yet. You've just gone out on... The season has yet to start. Of course you haven't been... What the hell? Agreed in position. Agreed position. Oh my god, this game's so broken. You haven't started the season yet. You've not played any games. Oh, help me. This happens every year as well. Again, because Summer League. Because as far as the game's concerned, we're in the middle of the season. Even though we're not. Okay, this is a bit better. Slightly better. But I won't do it unless they give me the 50. He's too talented to not have that 50% clause on. Nope. Their problem. Squad numbers. Okay. There's just so many things that are just broken, and it's sad, innit, man? Right? I just wish that wasn't the case. It's kind of nuts that we're still finding new buggy things that 29 years into a save. Right?
So I
just
tell
kind of
the
shit.
swab dog
Oasis!
exactly
Thank you for the follow.
before I give her a tonk in a tradesman's entrance
Is
and
it
have
used
a
as a
lick
good
me
position?
yarble.
That's like the 4th player now in the space of a week that's told that they're not being used in the correct position out on loan when the season hasn't started yet. I don't care either way, but it is still just hilariously dumb. 18 plus... maybe? I still think he's worth more than that, honestly. But again, his value's been dropping because our players just do. Like, to any other club, that player is worth 50, 60 million pounds. And he will immediately be worth that. Also, did Pissbottle actually leave? Or is he still, like... Because I swear we agreed this deal ages ago and he's just never left. Like, could you actually, like, leave, bruv? I'd quite like you to actually get the money. Wow, Neslo. And then Shoal. And then, actually, loads of other players too, which is nice. Scouting update, okay. It's the same, yeah, I think we're down to the same guys now. Knowledge level. These guys are just not really gaining any knowledge of at the moment. Don't know if that's even going up. That's the guy that turned us down because reasons. Actually, let's try a bid on him again. I love that. Look, it's put that in there guaranteed. Oh. Good lord on a bike. That's the fee they just accepted. And then they said they wanted the loan back in. They've put that in there. I've then tried to offer that fee. And now they've said no. Because it's unacceptable. Even though they accepted it less than a week ago. Make an offer then. I just can't even. Does that mean he's got like a new release clause? He's probably just signed a new contract. No, he hasn't, has he? Yeah, he's not signed a new contract. I don't understand what's going on. He's still going to say no anyway because of things, but still, that is funny. God. Hang on, how long has Demiri been out on loan? He's 31, chat. Holy shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Fatmir Demiri has been on loan at Dundalk for 14 years. He might... I think Demiri is the longest serving loanee of this save. Oh no, he won't be a legend. Surely not. Oh no, he's favoured personnel. Mad. He won't ever leave. We needed to fill assist. Oh, it's 3-0 now. That seems to have slowed off quite a bit. Yeah, 14 years on loan is quite special. 87 Serbia caps as well. He was a very good side. One of the other things I've noticed when you have these guys out on loan, other clubs will not put bids on them because they're on loan. So it means we get to protect all of these guys by just keeping them out on loan. It's actually going to work quite well. That's not good. Yeah, why is that still so bad? How are we doing? The projection's still appalling. Watch us just... Hang on, buyout fee? For who? Oh, no, it's just those. Fuck it. Might as well just get these off this list. Not that it's a lot of money anyway. I'm not playing that one. Bit of extra cash there. That'll help. We really could do with the piss bottle money. Chelsea, so if you do fancy, like, agreeing the transfer. Oh. Wow, that was weird. They just approached him out of nowhere. How's Bose's squad looking these days? Have they actually, like, got any players now? Lads, you're really going to have to sign someone. They've still not signed that many people. Although they did pick up one of the other players I released, in fairness. They really do need to sign more than that. What was this season? Did they sign a guy for 11 million quid? Or did they sell a guy for 11 million quid? Damn. Kamal Davey went to Arsenal for 11 million quid. I didn't know if that even happened. Yeah, we probably should have a look at the once again, shouldn't we? Just in case. Vojdovic, Bose again. They said no last time, and I think they'll probably say no again this time, especially now that they've gone in for another one of our strikers. But it seems to be only them really that want our players at the moment. So that's fine. Yeah, it's the Queen thing. They did the same thing last night in the game because it was 70 years, wasn't it? Luigi Ricci, that's fine. Any more? Shalewski? Bose? Really? But they're desperate. Twazak! Thank you for the 29 months. Enjoy.
A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, Clunk, tu vois X, Y, Z.
Indeed. Indeed. You'll love to see it. Ristov? Bose again. Wow, they are desperate for players, and I'm glad. This is their own fucking fault.
You came in summer.
I can't believe some of them. They lost like Yedvai, for example, and people like that. Liam Pearson, thank you very much for the follow. I think he just had a little bit of a stroke in the middle there. It was quite delicious. I enjoyed it tremendously. Anyone else they're interested in? Like, I want to see if they've got any interest in like Yedvai or someone. Because he's probably not very young anymore. There's Danny Bonk. Independent Christians. They just keep bidding the same amount. That was a bit high that time. Yeah, it's Dimitrov is very good, yeah. It's just extremely... Oh, so now they do want Ristov and Vojvodic. Good. Take them as well, please. Who was I looking at? Oh, yeah, Dimitrov. Wow, Dimitrov's really developed, isn't he? Problem is, he's not really in a position we could really find that much use for, but tell you what, we could sell him for huge money. How much did he cost? Yep, £45,000. He was the guy, by the way, Dimitrov, that was like Valev, and we actually thought he was going to be better than Valev, but then it turned out that Valev was just a monster. But he's actually become a very, very good player. Richie wants to force move. Well, I'll tell you what then. Oh, let me guess. Non-negotiables. No, I'm not selling you for non-negotiable fees. Ah, okay. Right. I'll tell you what, Dortmund. 18.5 million. Oh, hang on. That was more, wasn't it? Right, that, and then give me the 20, give me the 50%. All I want is the 50%. That's profit, Matt. 22.5 with the 50%. That's fine. I'm totally fine with that. New F&Go comic has me in it. Nice, give me a link. I've been in way too many of those, but I'm happy with it. Let me just see. Young Boys, yeah, that's a terrible deal. Bayern, that's a shocking deal. Propaganda. Nope. We do login, then we do tick that. No. You're embarrassing yourselves, get your shit together. You know, Gaffer, we could try and change the tactics instead of just shouting at them. How dare you? How very dare you? Change tactics? What am I? Some kind of person who knows how to use tactics? I just say do a football, right? That's how it works. 160 50 minutes. That's not too bad. Need my shutdown button. Oh, no. See, luckily mine's on the top of the PC, and it's very hard to accidentally hit. I wonder if they might do as well. In fact, with that in mind, I'm going to reject all the others. And just let the Dortmund one through. Wait, where's the Dortmund one gone? Let's get rid of the loans from there. To make sure it's still there. Yeah, so we want to keep the Dortmund one. Why does it say 19 million there? It was definitely 22.5. Yeah, okay. Maybe it's the original offer. So Slavia, we'll get rid of you, get rid of you, get rid of you. And hopefully they'll come back in and try and over them out. And what I might do then is then offer him out for 25 million. No, 30 million or something. Over the top. Go on, Dan. Yes. Oh, there's more here. Oh, that's where it was. Right, okay. Piss Bottle's going. Right. Piss Bottle's gone for 40 million. So we've sold Piss Bottle to Chelsea for 40 million quid with the 50% clause on the end of it. The question is, chat, how much is he worth? What should be worth less than he was here for some reason? I reckon he's worth 90 million. Holy shit! 130. This right there is the point that I'm making. That he's worth 40 million with us, but at Chelsea he's worth 120 million, even though we've won as many Champions Leagues as Chelsea have in the last 5 years, including beating them in the Champions League final. We've got a 50% next sell fee on him. They're going to want to try to get rid of that, I suspect. The offer for the clause could end up being like 50 million quid.
Do you know if there's a train coming anytime soon? Oh, yes,
Kingsbury, thank you for the follow. And that is why I do 50% clauses. Because they're just so fruitful when you come up like that. Right. Particularly if we get the Ricci deal done as well. Finances. How? So we just sold a guy for 40 million and the projection went down by 15 million. That's hilarious. But that certainly should help us out a lot there. Hey, Saz. Right, so Ricci's gone. 22 million. So what do you reckon? Ricci's probably worth like 40, 50 million now that he's at Dortmund? Seems about right, right? 39. Wait, is that a release clause? So that just shows you how out of balance this is, that he was able to get a release clause for clubs in the Champions League for Dortmund. Ouchie. Still, good money. How much did we pay for Ricci? 8 million quid. Sold for that with a release clause. With a thingamajiggy. And what was Posh Brazil? It's like 10 million, wasn't it? 9 million quid. Sold for 40 million with a 50%. That's good business for us, I'd say. That is very Dortmund, actually. I like that. They've still been massively mugged off there, because he will go. The total of Frank Lampard's Premier League goals plus the repeated checks Premier League clean sheets. Holy shit, that is a very specific one. Sorry, Sazmaz. It's just I've been unbelievably busy the last couple of days. And I just haven't had time to make views, sadly. Like, I was working till like 6 o'clock yesterday without a break, just trying to get stuff done, and I just haven't had time to make views. Like, honestly, I think with what you currently have, it actually works genuinely really, really well. I don't think that there's anything I can add to it, to be honest, other than what we already have here. Other than maybe like getting rid of things like the type and stuff. I think it's actually really good as it is. I'm just trying to think if there's anything we could add there, really. We did talk about it on stream last time. I just can't think of what we really wanted to add. Because I actually think it's in a really good spot. This was the only thing I really needed. And it works brilliantly. Oh, that's a bit more of a better bid. Still not selling him, but it's better. Any random guess? 407. Just a random guess. He won't have that many clean sheets. 2 pictures. Oh, shit. No, those look fantastic. Those did look fantastic. I'm so sorry that I wasn't... Chat, we've got a new sponsor. It's fine, we've got a new sponsor. It's £12,000 for a team that are in the Champions League. It's fine. Rejected. Why was it rejected? Why are they reject? All right. When did he have... Hang on, so he had a release clause all along, Ben. But they were willing to accept less than it before. Weird. Right, bit of that. Bit of that. Maximum 3. Why does it... that'd be fun, wouldn't it? That'd be just lovely. Now we have to figure out who the hell it was. That's hilarious. Saki doesn't need to be in there. Dimitrov might as well be in there if we can. Yeah, might as well include him. Navarro, he's under 21. Lizarazo, probably not needed there, actually. Fidel Madrid is under 21. They're in there as well. Mamani's in. Torres. Harold. Lol. Oh, who's that's wanted? By Bose! Excellent. I did see that message, Mr. Progger, earlier. Right, we'll just do that for now. I think I might have missed someone accidentally there, but they'll complain. See if we can loan out Hustad too. They're going after a lot of strikers, aren't they? I love that he's still five-star potential in this team. That's good news. Do they not have enough strikers? I've always wanted Hustad to get a loan. I only used it. I give up. I just give up trying to make signings. None of the close, but you were literally wanted by a team, and now they've gone. Offering him out to them made them decide they weren't interested. Peter Crouch clean sheets? Yeah, I was going to say, he'd have none. Wolves goalkeeper. I think it's the same guy as last time, right? Wolves. Playing time at Liverpool FC? Yeah. Why would you want to join? Is it a bug? Certainly fucking feels like it. We've had so many players turn down moves to a Champions League side so they can stay playing in Uruguay. And then they'll join Porto a year later for nothing. It's very annoying. We want Porto. No, we want the team. Is it the same guy? It is, I think. Paul Clark. Yep. Oh my. He's conceded 473 goals in his career. Last year, only 59 goals conceded. Are Wolves improving? 48 that year? That's not awful. Obviously, the first year was bad when they conceded 96, but weren't relegated. Because that would be silly. Be ridiculous to relegate a team after they conceded 96 goals. Did keep 2 clean sheets, though. That's insane. I'm surprised he's actually stayed there that long. Still only 23 as well, by the way, this guy. What a lad. How are they still in the Premier League? Because apparently FM has no way of, like, yeah. Ramos commits future. Happy to stay. Well, yes, obviously he's happy to stay. He's just signed a new contract. Yeah, he does have a lot of work to do. Fuck it. Put that one on highest end. Any incentive necessary. Maybe that's what they've been looking for all along. They need that higher incentive to go and actually win the Champions League game. Champions League game? Champions League game. Right, when is our Champions League game? It should be relatively soon, right? Yes! Okay, so Vojvodic is going to... I wish they'd just taken Hustad instead. He's way better. Shit, I should have offered him out first. Right, so there's the wrong match. Right, good. We're not far away now. Which is lovely. In fact, what is in the way? Is it just the Shamrock game, or is it... No, Shamrock Bows, then that. Cool. So I will be away for a week in early October. So the plan is, so on the 1st of October, I think... Wait, hang on, let's just check. Yeah, so the 1st of October, so 2 weeks from today, that's a Saturday. I'll be streaming that day. I'm going to be away then from the Sunday until the following Saturday. So then the next stream after that won't be until the 11th of October, which will be the Tuesday. Now, depending on where we're at by then, we'll probably be looking at doing the looking forwards by then. So we'll have 2 looking forward streams, of course, which will be for both saves. Plus, if we have any extra fillers that we need to do, we can always do what we often do in these sort of situations. In times of need, where we turn towards meme saves one day only with random national teams. You know the drill. Stacking YouTube videos, no, not possible. I literally couldn't do that if I wanted to. Got the dates wrong. What? Wait, what? How do you mean I got the dates wrong? Like, to give you an idea, it takes me an entire day to make a YouTube video. So it would be impossible for me to stack them because those days don't exist. I'm hoping... Pogs. We're going from the 10th? What? Oh, okay, so we're going away on the 10th. But, obviously, that means the Saturday I'll still be streaming on the 8th. Yes, that means the 18th. So in that case, yeah. Pretty much. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So in that case, yeah, we'll be wrapped up before I leave. I've been operating under a slightly different, impression by then. Now, the beta, well, the beta's coming out, well, the beta minimum, sorry, the latest the beta will be is on the Tuesday following. So that would be the 25th, I think. The latest it could be is the 25th, because that's 2 weeks before release. I think we'll still be okay. Even if I come back from holiday, and then we do Tuesday, Thursday streams that week, and those are the 2 looking forward streams. I think that'll be okay. Because there's no... The earliest I could genuinely see it being would be that Friday, and I still think that's probably a bit of a stretch, because that's like a good 4 or 5 days prior. And I think even then, usually it's actually on the day with the beta for the 2 weeks. Last year it was a tiny bit early, but I can't see it being 5 days early. That'd be a bit much. And honestly, even if it is, I'd rather they just held on to it. Yeah, that's fine. I got it confused. So actually, yeah. So we've actually got a bit longer than I thought we did. So we might actually be able to get 3 seasons done. For Denev. Oh, it's rejected. Of course it is. So there might actually be time for a little bit more. Dog Show. Doggo Show has priority. Oh, for sure. Yeah. That was a given, chat. You knew that. That's where it's at, man. Right, so we'll do that. Shuffle that around a little bit. What is this lineup? Thighs freeze in there. Nezo's knackered. Why is he starting? Wait, where's... Hang on. Where's Saki and the lads? Or are they on international duty? Oh, he is. Okay. And then I put Kvetic there, and then Ramos in, surely. Oh, he's knackered as well. I see. Crafts manager. Now you're talking. Wait, Mamani? Are all the others gone on international as well? Oh, Sal's international and Bogdanov's still hurt. Okay. Great. Great news. Great news. Yeah, I'll do. It's only the All-Ireland Champions Cup anyway. What do we care? Boop. Huh, well, I guess I'm glad I actually had this discussion then, because that sort of allowed me to sort my dates out a little bit more. So yes, that will mean that, okay, 4-1 win. Keith Livingston Rocha. What a great name. 2 more goals for Thighs Freeze. Just continues being a ledge. We can definitely get that stuff done then. Torres is joining them again. That's another striker, isn't he? Okay, so they're certainly good on strikers for the moment. He had a good time at St. Pat's, but Another President's Cup. How many of these have we won in a row now? Wait, when did we... Why did we... Wow. Okay, apparently we did lose one in the middle of that at random. Threw up again on the slowing down. Like, really? Yeah, that man... I hope he's alright. Is it Bristol? It's Bristol night, isn't it, this tonight? Which means I'm not going to be able to see it. Or is it Martinsville? No, it's Bristol night, isn't it? I can't stay up for that. Annoying. Yeah, right. Left him out of the Champions League. Well, I actually did that because you weren't supposed to be here, Dino. I'm at least as valuable as some of the players you just registered. I disagree. Like, just... You were supposed to be at Bose still. Yeah, no, I can't stay up for that. I think the rest of them are all like 3 p.m. starts, though. Eastern time, right? Angelo and then Simeon. Yeah, that'll be fine. Wait, hang on. Yeah, we leave them as they are. That's cool. Oh, Saki scored from Morocco. So Bristol's going on loan as well. Okay, this is better. Bose are slowly padding out their squad again. They're getting the loans back. This is more like it. It's still very, very thin. But they have at least managed to pick up 5 loans from us. And they're good quality loans, too. I wish they'd taken Hustad. Oh, not you as well. Mate. Like, you turned down the loan. Your problem, not mine. Disappointed mess up. Mate, you could have been playing it. You just chose not to go on loan. Unfortunately, he's one of those players that we forgot to do the squad status switch when they joined us, and unfortunately it's been an absolute nightmare ever since. I get the feeling that most of these guys are just... You can really see those. All those South American guys doing the NA shit. They just refuse to come... What have they got against Ireland? I don't understand it. It's nice. Oh, hang on. Dundee... Not Dundee. Dunkirk have just signed someone. Any new stuff here? Actually, there's a few. There's a few little transfers going on here. In fact, it's quite a lot. When was the last time we actually saw one? Wow, it's been a lot of transfers. Nothing huge, but that sales. A couple of guys joining Bose. They have at least picked a few players up. Another one there. Urchin Genscher. Sounds Turkish. Oh, no. Milton Keynes. Fair one. Kieran Tate as well. Going to St. Pat's. Wow, St. Pat's have actually signed some guys up too. Guy from... Another one from Villa that time. A couple of really expensive transfers for us there. Rodri Wheeler as well. Not bad. Yes, that's another really fun one. Chelsea by Cornejo. Did they? No way. They did. Justo Cornejo. Give him to me. Oh, they actually bought off of Hertha. For £31 million. God, they're just building and building and building, aren't they? That needs to not be pre-season, actually, but oh well, what can you do? Is that like a real thing then? Throwing... I guess it's throwing... Maybe it's just like a nervous disposition because of like adrenaline or something? £620. Hey, they know where the business is at, right? Ah, there's the domestic transfer finish. So much for the game saying that our transfer window is shut. We sell a player in the game's like, oh, you're never going to be able to replace him. I'm like, what? Ah, I probably could have done with that. Really, clubs high in world ranking? Nah, because there's not enough variety to allow that to happen anymore, sadly. The only one I'd say that's maybe higher than you'd expect is Porto. They have worldwide rep as well, and are probably like top 10 in the world, mostly because they won a Champions League at one point, and that just kind of did it. Training sessions, I would say, well, I'm technically not mine, but I think they do matter. Zapata. Where was Zapata? Who was that? Bose. Actually, they're making lots of offers. That's the guy from Dunfermline now. They're really going mental. Do training schedules matter? I suspect that they do. Like, I think I've noticed a lot more difference. Oh, there's Zapata. From Scunthorpe. Oh, wow, that's... I was expecting... Wow, Scunthorpe had a guy who actually came through at Scunny, who's got 114 caps for Panama. And now it looks like he's going to join Bose. Sol having worldwide rep would be kind of sick. Did they, like, win a World Club Cup or something? Wow, he's just dropped off so bad, isn't he? These guys every year complaining about the same thing. I really wish I could get those 2 loans. Or at least just sell them for enormous cash. New contract. Oh, my lord. Doing this dancing, are we? And then we say no, and then we say, but you're an influential player. Oh, no, never mind. Didn't even need to. Nice. The only one problem I'm worried about is getting Sal another contract, but he's still being a bit of a wet willy about it at the moment. Unfortunately. Right. Oh, I know. This has to be rotation, doesn't it? Because we've got Ren midweek. Youth prospects. So we want... fuck it, I'll put him in there. You can go there. But I'm going to start, obviously, Jizzy. Where's the Jizster? There he is. On Porto. Trufelon, Madrid. Cedeno. Nice. Swanetsky. I love how he still counts as a youth prospect there, too. Yeah, that'll be fine. Do a bit of that. So, I wonder if us winning the Club World Cup would randomly just fix all of our squad issues. That'd be kind of weird, wouldn't it? Players go to military service to... Oh, yeah! Is it like a certain team? Which you're not developing? Not really, no. Which is unfortunate. I think he just needs more game time. He didn't get a lot of game time even in the reversal team last year. So maybe this year is a chance for him to get a bit more of that. And then hopefully this year will be more of a... There's just more spots in the midfield that will hopefully help with that. But he doesn't really seem to be developing. Hey, Poland. The subtle announcement that F23 Savers Hungary. Oh, yeah, no. We've been talking about it on stream for ages. But... what a start to the season. Well, there's the unbeaten, flawless season gone on after one match day, just like last year. Welcome back, everybody. You love to see it. Never going to happen, is it? But yeah, so the save, we've been talking about it for a little while, but I've never mentioned it on the YouTube side of things, I don't think. Not until today, anyway. Did you ever have a 15-year-old sent back in the first team who came through the intake? Oh, damn. No, mate, you've got to keep him at Legia. Unless they try to sell him. Then you just nick him. That's the dream. 6'5" at 15. Insane. Yes, we're doing MTK Budapest. Unless something drastically changes. Yeah, I think this is the only players we actually have left on the scout reports now, and I think we've kind of exhausted all the good ones. It's really hard to find good players when you're as good as we are. That and when players from like the Panamanian 3rd Division say that they want to stay home and they'll get more football that way. Then they'll join Porto a year later. Okay. Hayes leaves Duggan. Who's Mike Hayes? Okay, cool. Well, everyone's represented by the same dude. Brazilian Pierre. Yeah, I think he wouldn't talk to us or something. Or he just wasn't any good. I can't remember. Because every report is the same players now. Beta save. No, that's the Building a Nation save. The beta save is Dundee United. Sorry, Crocodile Dundee United. Because we're finally doing Scotland. Again. People always forget the beta save from last year. But I wanted a save that would allow us to go off over the beta, because we're going to be probably going to be doing it for at least 4 weeks. Right, so Champions League. Dundalk face Barca. Sligo face Bayern Munich. We face Ron. Yeah, that's what I still want to call. I'll either call it that or can we do Scotland? Haven't really decided yet. But it will be Dundee United, that's for sure. Right, okay. So we want Christensen. Actually, how is Manea as a striker? Christensen's still better, isn't he? He's just got that speed and composure and fitness. Yeah, Christensen's very good, actually. Ramos, Tribovic, Lukacic. That would allow Holvoot to come in. Do you know what? I wonder if Lukacic could do the job there. He's got okay passing. The Aussie transfer rule thing is never going to happen, because otherwise we literally won't be able to sign anybody. It just would not work. Yeah, it's going to have to be Sal there, because obviously Boggy's injured. I mean, to be fair, we should really have enough to get past these guys. If we don't, then we don't deserve to be here. Although, how many times have we been in this problem exactly? In this exact same situation. So it's only the Champions League to worry about today, friends, because both of the Europa League teams are not in this round. They got buys straight to the next round. Manea as a CM, maybe. And then move Ramos back there, and then Manea there instead. And then bring Lukacic in for Holvoot in the middle. That makes more sense, honestly, because Ramos is way better here than he is further up, I think. I like him as that RPM. Not just Andrew, that's Andy. We just changed his name. There was a reason for it, and I can't remember what it was. I've done Australian sim a few seasons. Yeah, but you still have work permit shit with the Brexit rules for Scotland, so we'd still probably not be able to sign them anyway. So it would just seem like an unnecessary restriction when we're just trying to explore the game, I think, at that point. Oh, yeah, so that's right. Yeah, he missed training like 25 times or something, so we just decided to change his name. He no longer deserved to be Andy. He's actually outdone Moise Kipre in terms of trainings missed. Right then. Watch the other two Irish sides get through and we don't. I don't think I'll be able to do that, Beth, with Dundee United. This saves Dundee United. I could get away with it. Probably not that one, though. Yeah, we sell out our stadium every week now, and the board are not interested. Not that we can afford a new stadium, because we're in a financial bit of a... I honestly think, though, if this save continued too much longer, Sligo are already winning at Bayern Munich. 2 minutes into the match, and Sligo are just like, hey... Bayern, remember the nightmare you had against the Irish side last year? Well, turns out we're back. It's the sequel to the nightmare, this time featuring Sligo Rovers. Imagine if they both got through and we joined them. It would be the dream. Trubovic, Valev, go on, ping one. Manea, oh wait, we've still got the ball here. Manea, oh, close one. Shitpost epilogue. It could be, actually, yeah. Once we figure things out a bit more. Oh, please no. What was that? Okay, good. Easy. Good save. Dundalk hosting Bar. Dundalk against Barca is going to be... they're already losing. Shit. 2-0. Come on, Dundalk. You beat Bayern last season and took PSG really close. Oh, got back. There we go. O'Shea's back in business. Dundalk are not dying this easily. They've come back from worse. Manea. Oh, that wasn't dissimilar to the goal he scored in the Champions League final. First goal of the season. We have the lead in our game. That's the main thing. Come on. Curacao. I can't remember what we did with Curacao. I know that with Guam, we got Guam to the Asian Cup. We actually qualified for the Asian Cup with Guam, which I still think is one of my favourite achievements ever. We did so well. Got absolutely smashed when we got there. But the fact that we even qualified for it at all is astonishing. It's 2-0 to Sligo. It's 2-2. What on earth? It's 2-0 to Sligo, and Dundalk have come back from 2-0 down at home in Barcelona. Irish lads on tour. Look at this. I actually cannot believe what I'm seeing with my eyes here. We're also not actually playing all that well. It's only 1-0. Although we are the away team, I suppose. We should probably just turn that off and let them go a bit more freedom in the second half. I think we did quite well with Curacao too, yeah. Ball in. What was the tournament we even qualified them for? Was it the Gold Cup or something? I have no idea which one it was. Because we were doing World Cup qualification with Curacao, whereas with Guam you weren't allowed to, of course, because they weren't part of FIFA. Oh, there we go. Yep, there we go. 2-0. Doing our part. Trying to get ourselves to the quarters nice and cheekily. If Dundalk actually turned that game around against Barca, then insane. Low crosses on with Valov. Success. Because it's not all about Valov, is it? We have other players. And the simple fact is, whenever I've tried things like floated or whipped crosses, they don't actually do it. And when they do, the players don't win the headers. So, yeah, I've just not found it very effective this year, with having tools, even with having tall strikers. I find that very often they don't play low crosses anyway. But welcome to try it. I mean, what are we saying? Floated, mixed? Because anything other than low crosses for me has just not been successful this year at all. Because I find that they just sort of ignore the instruction for the most part. It's like last night's video. People were saying, oh, you need to like train Noj to have rounds goalkeepers. As if even if he had the trait, he'd actually do it. Because player traits don't seem to actually get them to do the things the player trait says they're going to do for the most part. So I don't find them that meaningful. It's like, for example, did you know Peter Christensen has attempts overhead kicks? Not once have I seen him ever attempt an overhead kick in his entire career at this club. But we will see. Oh, a bit of a melee. Oh my god. How has he missed an open goal, basically? Trubovic. Valev's header, saved. I'd take 2-0. 3 would be better. Yeah, I just feel like they don't listen all that much. I find that low crosses just seems to work better. And sometimes they still... Like, we still score a lot of crosses to Valev's head, which shows you how little they pay attention to that instruction, I find. True, but I feel like I've never actually seen him attempt it in any way. Like, I've never even seen him, like, go for one. That'd be a melee. Manea through again. Oh, the dreamboat. Octavian Manea. 3-0. Lovely. Getting that on PooTube. How dare you? Never. Maybe Pornhub. Or only Flans if I'm really feeling extra persuaded. Come on, Dundalk. One more goal. I want... Oh, shit. Bayern have got a goal back against Sligo. Oh, Valve off the bar. I find that play for set pieces tends to not result in more... I find it results in lots of throw-ins rather than finding any corners more than anything else. I know he's playing fantastic, but I want to just kind of simmer things down. Mornhub. That's good. I hadn't heard that one yet. Okay. I just Sligo Rovers, I feel like they're good enough to win the home leg, but I want them to win the away leg because it gives them that chance in the home game. I'm worried about Dundalk against Barca though. I think if their chance to get through really was to win the home game. And I don't think they're quite going to do it. 3-0 for us though is very nice. It's just nice and cushy. We can almost rest players for the second leg. Oh, especially if we grab a fourth goal here. Go on, dink him. That's off the bar. Damn. Oh, come on. Well, you just saw what I saw. So Bayern found an equaliser against Sligo, and Dundalk have turned around the deficit against Barca. They've come from 2-0 down against Barca to equalise and go in front. You know, in a way, I actually don't mind that. Because I feel like Sligo have still got the home leg to come. So I don't know if that might work in their favour. Well, obviously, I'd rather than be winning still. But that's the way round I'd want those two results if we had to choose one way. Yeah, that was a good result. 3-0 win. Comfortable. Good shit. Love that. That was always likely to be. But good to see us actually succeed. Right. Look at that. Yeah, annoying, really. I want to see the actual stats for these games, but the fact that Dundalk were 2 goals down at home against Barcelona and beat them. Incredible. That's just extraordinary. So that tactic there is not the one we're currently using. I literally just updated that just as we changed the new one. It's the same kind of thing. We just got one role that's slightly different. Oh, points for Longford off the bat there. Nice. Okay. Let's go and check the stats for those games. See how lucky or not lucky they were. God, Christmas has got 9 goals in the Champions League again. You know what? I think Sligo were probably a bit fortunate to be in front in the way that they were. So actually, that's a pretty fair result. However, I do feel like they've got a shot in the home game. They beat Chelsea. They've beaten Juve this season. I think they could beat Bayern. Especially at the home match. Their keeper looked like he had a bit of a mare as well, unfortunately. I forgot they had Hajin Wan in there too. Wow, Trotter had a mare as well. Look at these ratings. Hopefully Dundalk didn't mug... I mean, they surely must have mugged them off to an extent. Wow. Just another very even game. They just came out on top, and a terrible performance from both goalkeepers as well. I'll take that. So that's 2 wins and a draw for Irish sides in Europe today again. How do the Italians get on? Into 1. And that's it. What about the Europa League? Any Italian sides in here? Juve 1. Annoying. Am I missing any? Okay. That might have gained us a little bit of ground on them, potentially. Oh, it's still tight. It's annoying. It's very tight. 12. We've got more points than last year already, and we've only played the first legs. That right there is actually a really good sign of what's to come. It's annoying that Germany are actually having a really bad year, but it's so far away from us now that it won't matter. Particularly this next year, we're going to be in the mud when we lose our 17.9 point season. Damn. That is annoying. Is that the roundup? Oh, okay, so this was the roundup then. Dundalk spent a net 33 million quid. Shamrock spent 12 million quid. Derry spent a little bit. We sold 63 million quid's worth of players. Have Napoli and Lazio? Yeah, they might do. There might be second rounders as well, so they're going to probably walk that league. I suspect there's no way we keep up with Italy. Unless we have, like, unless we win the Champions League, beating one of the other Irish sides in the semi-finals, and then both Shamrock and Bows get to, like, the semi, or win the Europa League. Yeah, Dundalk spent 30 million on a striker who had 1 year left on his deal and is 30 years old. He is worth an enormous amount of money, but there's no way they're going to see any of that money back. And he's just average at best. Like, he's got nearly 100 league goals for Hearts, but it's still a lot of money when you look at how much Hearts paid for him. 6 million quid. He's never banged more than 15 in a season. Just, I do want them to spend money, but I would much rather them sign that guy from Man United for 13 million who they were trying to get. That would have been a much, much better deal for them. So that's the transfer window done as well. I suspect. What are we doing financially now? 172 million in the bank. That's a bit better. The projection's now 8 million behind, so that's way, way better. We're good financially at the moment for another year until we have to do it all over again, I suspect. Right, now what's the situation like? Yeah, that's miles away at the moment, so that'll be for the start of next stream is Ron, and then all of this sort of jazz leading up to that. Right, I'm going to save it here. And get up a little bit early like we sometimes do on Saturdays, so we can keep the timings up. So what I'm going to do for the following seasons is that bit where we do our Champions League group stage games. We normally do it over 2 streams and watch league games in between. For the rest of this stream cycle, however long it takes to get to, you know, my break in like 3 or 4 weeks, we're going to do that as one stream with 6 Champions League games all in one stream. That's my plan anyway, because that will save us an entire stream each season and allow us to maybe sneak in an extra, potentially a 31st season, maybe. Because then we could almost get through one season a week, depending on how it goes. Obviously, it depends if there's Champions League finals in there and stuff like that. But that's going to be hopefully the plan for that going forward. And I think I'll use that plan going forward in general as well into next season too with MTK. Once we're at a point, although that will be different because they're obviously not a summer league, so that might be a little bit more weird on that side of things because I don't know how we're going to be able to structure those streams at that part in the save. I think summer transfer window will be a big thing. And then I don't know where the lull period for that will probably be. I'm guessing it will probably be the bit that I would do off stream would probably be the bit from like the Christmas period. Kind of like the bit we've done today would be the bit we then my off stream bit for MTK. I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get to it. Wow, who's actually streaming today? Oh God, I wish you could filter by English way easier. Who's streaming in English? Sean! Right, there we go. Log winter break. Yeah, so that'll be the bit that I do off stream then, I suspect. With once we reach a point where we're not like doing stuff during that period. So that's what I'll probably do there. We'll have that bit as the off stream bit. Like the bit I do across the summer. Where, because obviously the summer in Hungary will be our main transfer window. Plus we'll have European qualifiers for the other Hungarian sides as well. Which would be cool. We actually finally get to see that stuff. Because we've never been able to see that on... I always have to do that off stream and then tell you guys later. So, yes. I always back choose that, of course, with Europa... Well, all the good knockout stuff. So that's going to be sick. What I'll do later, chat, is I'll put in the Discord the draws for the other Irish sides. Because they'll get their Europa League second round draws in like half an hour. I should have them in the Discord. If you're curious to see who Shamrock and Bose get, then check the Discord stream chat in about half an hour and I should be able to let you know. So yes, thank you for joining me today. Thank you for the subs. Thank you for the gifted subs, you lovely, lovely people. If you're new to the streams and you have enjoyed, drop a follow. That'd be gorgeous. I'll see you on Monday night, of course, for Nordic Nomads. That's going to be hella fun. And I'll see you on Tuesday, of course, for more streamy goodness. Thanks so much for joining me. Hold your gun. Capybara. Bye-bye.